Hey, what up? I already got people in the chat. Welcome Azo. Welcome Tenshi Masaki. Thanks for coming back to see us again this week, guys. I really appreciate it. Like I said, it really does mean a lot to me. Y'all come back, so I really appreciate it every single time, guys. I truly, truly do. We're almost ready to get started here, guys. Allow me to, I'm going to have to slide off camera just one more time here, if you'll allow me. I'll still have my headset on and be able to see my screen. Cheers to everyone joining us today. We got, again, the official Charm City Football Cup. Hey, welcome in, Logan. Looks like he's part of the flock. Go Ravens, indeed. We're just waiting here for the official game to start. I'm looking for my stream here that I'm watching the game on to restart. Looks like it's on a commercial break. And let's double check on the Gamecast. Okay, Gamecast hasn't officially started yet either, so that's always a good sign. But welcome in, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on Darwin's Raven. Of course, the Browns are coming to Baltimore today. Baltimore on their long stint of home games here, before, I believe, what is it, our next 5 of, I'm sorry, there was 7 of 9, so now it's 6 of 8 of our next home games are at home. Almost all of these teams have winning records other than 2 of them. Basically, FTN reported last week, starting with Seattle, that Baltimore had the second hardest remaining schedule in the NFL for the season. But we're definitely looking for a great game here today, guys. Of course, so let's go over some pre-stuff before I slide off camera, before we get away started for the kickoff. So we got a couple of inactive days on both sides of the football. We're going to start with the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, we got Jalen Armour Davis, Loaulu. The big story, of course, going to be right tackle Morgan Moses. Finally, 2 weeks ago, had his start streak of, I think, 128 plus games snapped. Of course, the Ravens do have Patrick McCary, who has filled in admirably all across this offensive line. But let's go on the Brown side. This is where I think it's going to get a little interesting. So, of course, this time the Ravens will see Deshaun Watson instead of DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. We got the kickoff already. Wow, that was fast. But let's real quick. Thing to keep an eye on for the Browns, they are without their starting right tackle and left tackle, so they are down to third string tackles. They're missing 2 backup wide receivers as well as some key depth guys, third string guys. So something to keep an eye on here for the Browns. Will the Baltimore Ravens go heavy after this third string right tackle for the Browns? And how will this offense respond? Have they game plan for it? And of course, a little bit of a revenge matchup, as always, for OBJ and Jadeveon Clowney. But with that, let's get started here. We've got Deshaun Watson out here to start the game for the Browns. It's going to be a handoff going right. That's forward, and maybe a gain of 4 on the play. But this is, guys, I'll be honest with you, about to be a bruiser. This is basically what, number 1 defense versus technically 2 or 3. So basically the Ravens are number 1 in points per game, number 2 in yards. The Browns, number 3 in points per game, but number 1 in yards. Watson from the shotgun. He's looking left, got a man. Ball is picked off, and he's going to walk it in for a touchdown. That's Kyle Hamilton continuing his Pro Bowl year. Snatches the ball at the line of scrimmage. They thought it might be a bad down, but he just snatches it and runs it back. What a way to start the game. Let's watch the replay, guys. Kyle Hamilton coming off the blitz, sees the short pass to the tight end, just bats it up, picks it himself, and then walks it into the end zone. Ravens already up 7-0 after the PAT in the first 40 seconds of this game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we might be in for a fun game. PAT is good, and with that, the Ravens, like I said, 40 seconds into this game have already taken a 7-0 lead. Kyle Hamilton been coming off the corner a lot on those blitz this season. That's where he had the 3-sack game, was coming off the corner. Excellent heads-up awareness play by the young sophomore to just, understand that they might be looking for a quick pass, read the tight end pass to the flat, and just make a play on the ball. The big 6'4" safety out of Notre Dame. I know, it's so funny, Kyle, or Logan, you're saying that. Kyle, we got Logan in chat. Kyle Hamilton, you are the GOAT. So it's really funny, Logan, when I first started this channel, and I did this channel more so to call my shots better, Kyle Hamilton in his rookie year, going all the way back to the Miami game to open the season last year, blew tons of assignments. And I remember in Ravens chats, I was telling guys, well, don't be wrong, I've been critical of this young man. He is a rookie. Give him time to grow. Give him a chance. Safety is not an easy position to walk into the NFL and play. You know what I'm saying? And it was about like 5 to 6 games in of his rookie year. I said, hey guys, again, just relax on the rookie. If you look at Ed Reed's rookie numbers versus Kyle's, they're similar. Now, I'm not saying Ed Reed is Kyle Hamilton. That's blasphemy. So let's not get that twisted. But Kyle Hamilton is a different type of safety. He's almost Cam Chancellor-ish. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a little quicker than Cam, to be honest with you. Probably a little smaller too, but I love Kyle. You know what I'm saying? So just give him a chance. And of course, here he is in his sophomore year, balling out Pro Bowl level. You know what I'm saying? And I remember how many Raven fans were so incredibly upset when we took him, 14th? Logan says, I'm never missing a live for this channel ever again. I'm trying, my guy. We talk about it a lot here on the channel. If I could have like one dream, kind of like one job I would love to have, I want to be a scout. And of course, I would love to be a scout for our Baltimore Ravens. They have my resume on file. Let's just say that. But of course, it's kind of a hard field to get into. It's actually why I did my pre-draft special. If you go back under my live section, you'll find a pre-draft special. I did offense and defense. We focused only on guys that were going to be second-round picks or later, basically. Trying to call some of these later guys. So when someone says, who would have thought Tyson Bagent? You can find him on my draft special. I watched him at the Combine, and I said, man, actually, the day one quarterbacks, this guy's kind of... he's gotten, honestly, in the long balls, he had one of the shortest long balls, so it was clear he didn't have a long game, but his short game was pretty strong, to be honest with you. I thought he was one of the better slant throwers on the day. And, yeah. But, all right, but with that, Deshaun Watson coming back out here, trying to make something happen. Ravens are looking to pull away here. Of course, we're keeping an eye on Roquan, who's 4th in the NFL in tackles. Geno Stone, of course, leading the NFL in interceptions. And Justin Madubuike looking to get some Hargreaves money this offseason, playing out of his mind. Oh, I appreciate the subscription, Logan. I'm sorry it didn't pop up in... Normally, whenever I get a subscription, we get a dancing Poe emoji at the top with a sound effect like this. But, YouTube be acting weird sometimes. That's a handoff going right forward, and he's got a first down. It's a pretty good run off the right side. Patrick Queen giving somebody the eye right there. Where is everyone else? I don't know where everyone else is at, man. Oh, Tenchi, Kyle Hamilton screamed off the blitz. Intercepted, batted down and intercepted a pass at the line of scrimmage and took it back for a pick six. That's what happened, Tenchi. It was nuts. Handoff going up the middle, and that's going to be Marlon Humphrey combining with Patrick Queen on the play for a tackle for a loss. Going to bring up I believe a 2nd and 11. I don't know where everyone's at, Logan. It says we've got 27 currently with us today. Usually we get up to about 100 about halfway through the game. So here, hey, we got NFL predictions in the chat. Welcome, my guy. I know you got my Ravens winning the second game against the Browns today at home, especially with the tackle situation of the Browns. 2nd and 12 after the loss on the run play. Deshaun Watson, shotgun snap, looking right over the middle and has a man wide open in the zone and just misses him. Just That bad throw by the Browns quarterback there. Oh, yeah. Tenchi, da-na-na, that's going to be on ESPN later. You can bet on it. Logan says, I feel lonely without the one Chiefs here. 3rd and 12. Trips left for the Browns. It's the larger side of the field, so keep an eye on it. Ball on the right hash mark. Watson drops back, looking over the middle, and he's got a man, but he's 2 to 3 yards short of the line to gain, and that's going to bring up, oh, they're saying incomplete, actually, so 4th and 12 after the incompletion, and Cleveland's going to have to punt this ball away with 13:01. So not even able to take 2 minutes off the clock before giving Baltimore the ball back. Potentially, I'm guessing around the 30-yard line would be my guess here. We'll get the official here after the punt. Punt is away. Decent coverage by the kicking team. Duvernay going to have a chance to return. Makes one man miss and goes out of bounds. Not much of a gain. I'd like to see him just getting upfield a little quicker. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like Duvernay is not returning the ball with the same intensity that he used to. But I get it. He's getting older. You know, he's a really good receiver in my opinion. And, Hey, we got David McNiner dropping in the chat. What up? What up? Looking for Group 49ers. I know, right? Who y'all got this week? But, let's go over some of these numbers real quick since we're on a commercial break. We talked about this is going to be a slobber knocker, guys. Battle of the defenses. So the Ravens coming in with the number 1 points per game defense and number 2 in yards per game. While, of course, the Browns on the flip side, number 3 in points per game, number 1 in yards per game. Let me find here. Baltimore keeping opposing quarterbacks rating to a 69.7 rating. That's number 1 in the NFL. Browns in comparison, 3rd, but rating number 1 in forcing incompletions. Basically, the Browns corners are playing outstanding right now on both sides, left and right. And, of course, their nickel corner played I got his name here. We'll go over him. Keaton Mitchell here in a moment. We're going to be focusing on him a little bit today because we expected him to be matched up against Zay Flowers in the slot quite a bit. Baltimore, of course, coming into the game with 35 sacks, 38.0 quarterback pressure rate. That's going to be, of course, 1st in sacks. I forget, don't have my pressure rate. My apologies. Of course, on the flip side, the Browns have 27 sacks coming into this game. That's going to rank 6th. However, they have a 43.5% quarterback pressure rate, and that's going to be 2nd best in the NFL. Ravens have the number 1 rush offense in the NFL, and they toppled the number 1 rush defense last week in Seattle. This is, like I said, just going to be a slobber knocker. And another big key stat we're going to be keeping an eye on, guys. Mark Andrews, 5 of his last 6 games has eclipsed at least 60 yards. Basically just having that impact where, he might not be taking over games, but he's establishing good yards and first downs and basically becoming a focal point, which then pulls certain other, in coverages, you might shift coverages more with out there on the field because you see Mark Andrews going on that crosser. So you might go with Mark Andrews a little bit, therefore freeing up maybe someone else like Bateman or Odell over the middle. I'm just so excited for this game. Of course, Amari Cooper coming to this game last week against the Cardinals, 139 yards. So we got to keep an eye on him versus Marlon Humphrey and Brandon Stevens later in the game. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun got Mark Andrews early, and that's going to be a gain of about 8 or 9 on the play. Tight window throw by Lamar. And let's jump back to chat real quick. My apologies here. Niners says 49ers at Jaguars this week. Oh, I'm glad to see that. We got the Jaguars coming up in our schedule here pretty soon. We got ES dropping into the chat. My boy from the Ravens flock. Go Lamar and go flock. Roe Fisher, hello from rainy South Carolina. Go Ravens. Welcome, welcome in. And the Chase Young debut jelly. Oh, we got some flags on the play. Browns are pointing that to the Ravens. Zay's pointing the other way. And let's get the official call here from the refs. Hey, it's going to be encroachment against the Browns. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty and a first down for the Ravens. Another thing, guys, I'm going to be keeping an eye on here as a Ravens fan. Last time we played the Browns, one of the things that Todd Monken did to neutralize Myles Garrett is he basically took Ricard and played him up on the line of scrimmage almost like an extra tight end wherever Garrett was. And we basically double team Myles Garrett all day, and it was very effective the last time we played the Browns, so I want to see if we do it again. Handoff going up the middle. That's Gus Edwards. Looks like a gain of maybe 3 to 4 on the play. Of course, I'm really hoping, guys, I don't know about y'all, I'm really hoping to see more Keaton Mitchell. He was also part of my pre-draft special. I loved watching his tape out of East Carolina. Electric. I think he looked like a younger, slightly smaller Justice Hill. You know, like Justice Hill from his rookie year, essentially. I love the potential young man, and I want to see some carries here in this game. Play action. He's bootlegging to the right. Got some time and got Bateman over the middle, and that's going to be a big gain. And Ravens are on the opposite side of the field, I believe, with that large gain from Bateman. Excellent throw by Lamar on the play action. Bateman starting on the left side, just a deep crosser. And, I mean, that's on the money right there. Woo. Almost looked like it could have been a false start. Myles Garrett pressuring Lamar and able to escape up the middle and get a pass off to Gus Edwards. Well, almost looked like Ronnie Stanley false started trying to keep up with Garrett on this play. Kind of did, but it is at the snap. And Myles Garrett just powering through the double team of Simpson and Stanley, basically. And Lamar has to make something happen. Logan says, I'm going to go destroy the Texans on Madden. He's got to go get some revenge. What up, John Leger? Hi, bro. How you doing today? Ricard in motion in the backfield here. 2nd and 6. Oh, there's Keaton Mitchell's first handoff. Breaks one man's feet. 2 man. He's going to the house. Let's go! Keaton Mitchell for the deep run. Keaton Mitchell making it look like the Madden cheat code right now. Play action, pump fake, handoff to Keaton, and he takes it up the left side as he makes 2 men miss, beats a 3rd man to the corner, and just outruns the entire Browns defense. Oh my God. I hate to keep saying it, ladies and gentlemen, but I told you so about this young man. Watch this play. Counter run left, 1 man, 2 man, and just to the corner and gone. Ooh, Baltimore's got to be excited about this young man's future. There's a reason why we didn't want to even put him on practice squad. And with that, we are at 10 minutes left in the first quarter, and the Baltimore Ravens are now up 14-0 on the Cleveland Browns. This is the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. And the Ravens are saying, nah, we run the North. Meet me outside the bank. We'll catch you in the playoffs. You know, I feel bad for Browns fans. I grew up with a lot of Browns fans. You know, I spent some time in Berea, Ohio, and Grove City, Ohio myself. You know, Berea, Ohio, where the Browns practice facility is at, and, you know, the Football Hall of Fame. You know, so I got so much sympathy for Browns fans. And I feel like if they hadn't made the Deshaun Watson trade, they could have blown 2 first-round picks back-to-back on quarterbacks. And had, I feel like, way more potential as a team. You know what I'm saying? At one point, they had constructed one of, I think, the deepest and most talented rosters in the NFL 2 years ago. You know, when they they were bringing in Kareem Hunt for just whatever, for funsies, you know what I'm saying? And everyone was figuring out that Nick Chubb was that guy. And just it's almost, like I said, it's almost heartbreaking to watch my division rival go through that, because I know Browns fans, dude, if I got one respect thing to say to Browns fans, I have so much respect for Browns fans because of how much their franchise has gone through and how badly it's been run over the years. And I doubt you're going to find a single Brown fan, except over the past few years, other than the Deshaun trade, that would argue with me on that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got Sheila Y joining us from Dothan, Alabama. Is that Alabama? I have a lot of friends from the Birmingham area, actually, believe it or not. Spaceman joining us. It's a blowout. Oh, he's gone. Dude, his comment disappeared. That was weird. Sorry, Spaceman. I was getting to you. Azo says it's never usually a question of Baltimore is going to playoffs. The question is, will they win more than 2 games in the playoffs? It seems to me that we have choked in the last 3 times at least. Well, that's, like we went into limping into the playoffs one season with Tyler Huntley. And I have talked about this on the channel. I consider myself a pretty realist. Usually I'm pretty pessimistic of my Ravens. I will tell my Ravens fans and friends and anyone, like when I think like, hey, I think my Ravens are like a 2nd round exit this year, or we're probably going to maybe best the championship game, but just this year I don't see us getting past the Chiefs with the current roster, yada. This year has been one of the few years I'm like, this is the best constructed roster that I think the Ravens have ever had, in my opinion. We had some injuries early that are getting cleaned up and people are getting healthy. Knock on wood. We've got the kickoff. We're getting a return here by the Browns. He's coming out. Got a little bit of room, but not much. I think he's across the 30, though. So I agree with you on that. The Ravens haven't had that. Oh, let's see. What's this here? His top speed, 20.99 miles per hour. Oh, that's last week in Seattle. Or was that? No, that was this week. Oh, my God. Keaton Mitchell's first touch of the game, ladies and gentlemen. And he took it for, 20, 30-yard touchdown run? Tried to tell y'all. We've got Trenton Simpson now down for the Ravens, though. I don't understand what happened. Okay, that's on kickoff return. Trenton Simpson, of course, the rookie linebacker out of Clemson we took in the 3rd round. I was very excited about that young man. He hasn't made the noise that I wanted him to, but of course it's hard when you got Patrick Queen and Roquan, and then we've had Harrison from Ohio State as well, Malik Harrison, who's played outstanding, kind of like as like that backup special teamer kind of role a little bit, which is why he's been on the Ravens roster for so many years. But like Sheila said, go Ravens. I hope Trenton's okay on the play. But can we talk about one other thing, guys, in chat, football related? The Patriots lost in Germany today. Also, supposedly after Bill Belichick, I don't know if it's true, was cited like basically doing the walk of shame from some Ring camera. I don't know if that's really Bill Belichick, but I think it's fun either way. I heard rumors. Now, I wouldn't call these good rumors. These are bad rumors. That if Bill Belichick lost in Germany, that it was going to be the end of the Patriots era. Like, I don't know how true that is. We'll see about that. But it's not a good look. And from if I remember correctly, I got the headline. I believe Bailey Zapp entered the game late for the Patriots. And I've been telling people I think Bailey Zapp's just... I love Mac Jones, but I think Mac Jones, I don't know if he's got the arm for the NFL. Like, every time I've ever watched him play, it just... Unless he's perfectly nailing the timing of his throws, it doesn't work. And, like, it's great that he can understand the timing of Bill Belichick's offense and get there, but we know that pass rush wins championships. So if you can disrupt that, you win, essentially. So we'll see about it. The Browns normally averaging only on defense 17 points per game, already allowing 14 in the first less than 5 minutes of the game, essentially. Even though 7's not their fault. 7 of it is not their fault. It's like on Deshaun, essentially, but... All right, 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 33 after the kickoff return. Handoff going up the middle. That's Ford, and a pretty good gain on the play. Gain of 7, it looks like. And it looks like we're going to get an update here. Bengals are going to take an early lead. That's Trenton Irwin with a 32-yard touchdown. And with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, the Bengals are up 7-0 right now on the Texans. We're hoping that the Texans and CJ Stroud can pull out some magic, help us extend our lead here in the AFC North, but the Bengals are starting to catch fire when they need to. Oh, strong run up the middle by Ford again. Looked like he might not get there, but able to push his way past the first down. Ford checking out of the game. I expect a pass coming next from the Browns. Let's see if we're right on that prediction. We're going to get my NFL app so I can start keeping an eye on the scores a little bit. Julian Spade, welcome into the chat. Ravens up 14. Let's go. I know, right? It's already been a good game so far. 1st and 10. Deshaun dropping back for the pass. We called that right. He's going deep, and he overshoots it. Marcus Williams finally getting healthy and coming back. Looked like he would have been there if the ball was closer, but... And we kind of called that when we saw Ford checking out of the game. I kind of assumed that the Browns were going to finally take a shot. Deshaun Watson now 0 of 4 for 0 yards to start the game with 1 interception. Deshaun Watson currently we're getting close to halfway through the first quarter now, technically. Has not completed a pass to his own team yet. 2nd and 10. They motion Kareem Hunt out wide. Empty backfield for the Browns. Ravens getting some pressure. Watson almost falls over and just having to dump this ball deep and away. And now 0-5 to start the game. Ravens look like they only brought 4, but Ravens look like they just bulldozed both the tackles on the play. Let's watch here. Yep, Ravens only bring 4, and right tackle's destroyed. The left guard absolutely destroyed on the play. And just both basically just pushed straight back into Deshaun Watson where he almost stumbles and falls over. Queen and Matabike in pursuit. And with that, the Browns are now in a 3rd and 10. Game clock down to 5. Empty backfield for the Browns. Deshaun Watson drops back. Ravens have some pressure. Watson gets it away, and he's got a man. And that's going to be a 1st down on the play. That's more with the reception for the Browns. Oh, the Ravens could have got there. And that's a gain officially of 19 on the play. Jean Leger's telling us 49ers 10 to Jag 0. Good stuff. Glad to see my 49er brothers doing well down up. Technically, Jacksonville's about what? Like 5 hours? No. God, it's crazy how deep I am in Florida. I'm so south in Florida. Jacksonville's like, I think 7 hours away. Logan's back from beating the crap out of the Texans. Deshaun. Oh! What just happened there? They like stopped the play because it seemed like there was something that happened. And the pass goes out of bounds. So Deshaun Watson play action boot on the play. And what just happened? Oh, he gets laid out on the screenplay. He's okay, but it's kind of crazy how everyone stopped after the hit. I mean, technically, it probably was an illegal blindside. It looks like the refs are getting together to discuss it. And I think that's what Kyle Van Noy is saying. That's technically, it's outside of the quarterback pocket. Yep. Wait. They're saying Kyle Van Noy? Unnecessary? Harbaugh is losing it right now with the ref. They're actually going to call this on Kyle Van Noy. I mean, I'll be honest. So Kyle Van Noy walked up to Cedric Tillman after the play. It was, I think, technically an illegal hit by the rule book, but he headbutted Tillman. You cannot do that. That is the correct call by the refs on the second call. Technically, as much as I hate to call it against my Ravens, you can't do that. That is a correct call. But I believe that's something going to be submitted to the NFL because that technically was an illegal hit, a blindside block to a defenseless player. Because and let me explain that real quick. After the run up the middle, only gained like 2 or 3. So inside that pocket, basically, of the tackles, that's legal. But outside of that tackle box, essentially, that is a defenseless player. And I don't think you're allowed to do that, but, we'll see. 2nd and 7. Watson got time. Kyle Van Noy able to pressure him and, had a man wide open on the play. That was Njoku on the right side. And he took his eyes off the ball, started looking at the person that was coming to hit him, and just drops an easy first down catch for the Browns. He already started looking upfield, looking for the defender. I know Browns fans are upset about that one. 3rd and 7 now. The Browns have a 7.3 drop percentage. That is highest in the NFL. 3rd and 7. Play clock winding down. 4, 3, 2, 1. They get the ball off. Browns going deep on a back shoulder and nothing on the play. I think that was Darby? Trying to remember all the change in numbers. I'm sorry. Good play, and the Browns have the kicking team out. We are officially at 7:31 on the play. And as they're saying right there, the ball was uncatchable for the Browns wide receiver. Hence why, even though there was a little bit of contact, I would say that was fair contact too to start with, but we didn't get a replay of it. Play clock winding down again. Kick is away, though. And it's good. And with that, the Browns are finally on the board more than halfway through the first quarter. Browns 3, Ravens 14 with 7:30 left here. Let's try to get an update across the NFL real quick. Let me check my NFL app here and check for some scores. And again, welcome to everyone joining us today on the channel. Welcome. I really appreciate all y'all joining me this wonderful Sunday. So let's run across these scores. 32 seconds left in the Texans-Bengals game. Bengals still holding on to that 7-0 lead that we were told about earlier. We also already had an update on the 49ers-Jaguars. Going to skip past that one. Saints taking on the Vikings today. Josh Dobbs getting his second start as the Vikings quarterback after the Kirk Cousins Achilles tear. They are currently leading. As I spoke, Saints tie the game now 3-3, so game of field goals going on down there. Packers-Steelers might actually turn into a game. 1:55 left in the first quarter, tied 7-7. I got to check and see who's got that touchdown. And looks like our last game here of the 1 o'clock slot, we got the Titans taking on the Buccaneers. Will Levis looking to continue his hot start with the Titans. They're up 3-0 over the Buccaneers. And we'll talk a little bit about the Titans later, probably more or less around halftime, because we're going to talk about the pre-draft special. I've got it queued up here on the PowerPoint slide, because I've talked about it a little bit here, here and there, y'all. But, we've never really done it on the channel, you know what I'm saying? So for those that aren't aware, we did a draft special, offensive and defensive, prior to the draft, where we focused on guys basically that we predicted to be second or later picks. And basically trying to find those late round studs, trying to put it on a record, because your boy here is trying to be a scout one day. And I just got this to say, we have the original PowerPoint that we did. You can see that up there. That's all that condensed down chatter right there. But then we have updated now, of course, a little bit more tracking some of these rookies across the NFL. So we got, of course, start with my boy Tyson Bagent, undrafted rookie free agent, signed to the Chicago Bears. He's 94 for 143, 65.7% completion rate for 859 yards, 3 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, 2 wins, 3 losses. So my analysis of Tyson, we thought he was one of the better slant throwers at the combine. It caught my eye a little bit. Really hard to find tape and stats on this young man. But I think after people said he didn't have the arm, kind of like me, I think it took it personally, and he tried to push the ball downfield a little more than he should. I think the young man just needs to get back into playing his own game, and we'll see how that goes. We've talked a lot about the running back room. Let's see. I think we're back to the game, though, so let's get back to that. And we'll go back to our draft special maybe a little bit later when we're on a commercial break. Pardon me 1 second, guys. I'm going to slide off camera just for a second, and I'll be right back. But I will... Ow! Oh, my God. Still have my headset on. I ran over my toe. Oh, my God, that hurt. For those that don't know, I almost broke my elbow a few weeks ago live on stream. I didn't even realize it, but I smashed my elbow on the back of my chair or side of my chair after a big play, and I was left with a giant bruise on my back of my elbow. It's still there, to be honest with you. But all right, 1st and 10, 7:27. Lamar Jackson in a power formation here. Handoff going up the middle. And that's Gus Edwards for a solid gain. Gain of 7 on the 1st down. Gus the Bus Edwards, for those that don't know, I have been advocating for him to be the starter all the way back to even when we had Mark Ingram. As much as I love Mark Ingram, like I love that man, Gus just has played so well and not given the respect across the NFL. And for those that aren't aware, I'm pretty sure Gus Edwards either holds the record or just short of the record of most carries without losing a yard in NFL history. And if there's anyone he's behind, it's only behind Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry. But Gus Edwards actually tackled for a loss on the play there, bringing up a 3rd and 10. So big loss on the play. And if you haven't already, guys, I'm telling you, it would mean the world to me, even if y'all could just hit that like button if you haven't already. It's free. You don't get notifications if you don't hit, just for hitting the like button. And it helps with that algorithm. You know what I'm saying? I'd appreciate you. 3rd and 10. Lamar got a good pocket, but just a pass at the line of scrimmage to Gus Edwards. Nothing to gain there. And we've got a flag on the play. Let's wait and see what that is. Logan says, come on, Ravens. Logan, are you a Ravens fan or are you a Bengals fan? You're a Bengals fan, aren't you? You just want the Browns to lose, right? And that's a hold on Ward. 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down, and Ravens kind of get bailed out. Let's watch it. It's matched up against Odell Beckham. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. That's a little bit of a questionable call. I call it as I see it, even though I'm a Ravens fan. That was a questionable call against Ward there, to be honest with you. Play action. Lamar having to step up. Finds a man over the left center. That's Zay. He makes 2 men miss. He's still on his feet. And he's down at the 45-yard line of the Ravens. And that's another 1st down for the Ravens. For those that don't know, I'm also playing my moderator of my channel, Chimera, who's our resident Bills fan this week. I'm not predicted to win, so I need my boy Lamar to ball out and go way above and beyond. We're hoping to get some Zay Flowers to Lamar touchdown celebrations like this GIF on the channel. 1st and 10. We're seeing a lot of boots. Oh, we got a play-action boot screen. That's Keaton Mitchell, and he's got room! Oh, my God! He's down at the 23-yard line of the Browns. Another huge play from the rookie. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The Ravens have been running play-action boot. They run another one there, set up the screen to Keaton Mitchell, and he just takes it almost all the way to the house again. Keaton's trying to tell you, I am the one. And for those that don't know, I got Keaton Mitchell in my fantasy league. I picked him up last week because I knew better. Let's go. I needed running back help so much in my fantasy league. I've got Gus. Gus does me solid. I'd rather use him as my flex, to be honest with you, for touchdowns. I needed that yardage guy, and Keaton's turning into him. Please tell me I put Keaton starting. I'm 90% sure I started Keaton today. Please, 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 please. Logan says, I hate the Bengals. I'm a Ravens fan. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Well, for those that can't see it, I got Keaton right there starting. Keaton's already at 14 points for the day. Let's go. Keaton's going to win me my fantasy game today. Flip it on Chimera. I was predicted to lose by 20 points. I'm hoping Keaton and Lamar flip it. 1st and 10 after the big play. Lamar and little sidearm and going to be batted down at the line of scrimmage. They tried to play action at to Keaton. Oh my God. And for those that don't know, Keaton Mitchell's dad, Anthony Mitchell, actually played for the Ravens. They're showing that right there. Number 42 actually returned a blocked kick or field goal for a touchdown. Like father, like son, he's attending the game today, and he's balling out for his daddy. What's that song? I be stunned like my daddy. Stunned like my daddy. Lamar Jackson from the shotgun. Looking to the left side. He's got a man. And that's Isaiah Likely. Sheds a man still on his feet. And that's going to be a solid gain by the Coastal Carolina tight end. Shauna Clear, one of my boys. We got Gamerzilla joining us in the chat. Let's go Ravens. I know I got to get some better emotes, so there's actually a Raven emote. Oh, don't talk too much crap about the Browns. You almost got to feel bad for Browns fans. How much they gave up for Deshaun Watson, and it was not worth it. How many of those first-round picks you could have just flipped into rookie quarterbacks when you already had the most talented roster? You could have gone with a dual quarterback system and just had two, like college style, two like top 20 quarterbacks, basically. Lamar Jackson going deep. Oh, it was Keaton Mitchell, and he almost had the touchdown on a deep back shoulder. They gave him a chance to go ball out. Had it, but dropped. Let's watch this wheel route again. Keaton Mitchell out of the backfield, just a wheel route, gets matched up against the linebacker. Right in Keaton Mitchell's bread basket. Like literally, guys, right through. Hits his plate around his stomach and falls to the ground. Burns, welcome in. Go Ravens. We got Tucker lining up for a field goal to extend this lead. Game clock almost out. Tucker's kick is, of course, good. And with that, Ravens extend their lead back to 14 points. Keaton Mitchell looked like he's putting the NFL on notice today. And guys, we're on commercial break, so I'm going to humble brag a little bit here. So please don't hate me too much. Okay? Don't hate me too much. We're going to go back to my draft special. For those, again, that aren't aware, we did a draft special prior, of course, to... And we focused only on guys that were going to be non-first round picks. So, of course, we have Zach here. Man, I wish I could put it. So, Zach right now is rated at PFF the number 20 overall running back in the NFL with qualified carries with a PFF grade of 71.8. Playing pretty well for the Seahawks and actually has outsnapped Kenneth Walker III the past 2 weeks now because he's a better pass catcher, basically. So that's our first guy, right? Right? Not too bad. But wait, there's more. Now, Chase Brown actually didn't go anywhere. Got placed on injury reserve by the Browns. Oh, but wait, there's our boy Keaton Mitchell. I don't need to say more about Keaton Mitchell. Oh, look. It's the former leading running back of the NFL before he was injured, Devon Achane of the Miami Dolphins. Through week 6, he was the number 1 rookie, basically. But wait, there's more. We got our boy Evan Hull, who has had injury and knee basically issues. I believe he's on IR, going to miss the rest of the season. But prior to the Jonathan Taylor re-signing, basically ending his holdout, he was expected to really get a lot of these carries. We got my boy Tank Bigsby, who's backing up Travis Etienne right now in Jacksonville and has kind of become their goal line back. He's got 2 touchdowns, but he's having a little bit of fumble issues, 2 fumbles. And then my boy Tyjae Spears, who's the number 1 rookie running back right now, according to PFF, number 10 overall running back, according to PFF, and is part of the reason they were somewhat considering trading Derrick Henry. If you don't know Tyjae Spears, look for him next year. I'm telling you guys. But all right, let's get back to the game here. Browns with a handoff to Hunt, and not much to gain on the play. But yeah, sorry guys. That was the last time I'm going to bring out my running backs for the draft special. I'm telling you, man, if I'd had some 2nd to 5th round picks, man, and Keaton, I'd take Keaton on a 7th. Keaton would not have become an undrafted rookie free agent if I'd had picks to spare in my draft. I'm telling you that right now. Jason Danzy, yeah, baby. Baltimore fan, Ravens since 96, and the only thing that gets me is that when everyone wants to talk, they only got 2 rings. They're one of the youngest teams in the NFL. 2 rings for one of the youngest teams in NFL. Oh, is that a fumble? No, I think his knee was down. Deshaun Watson with a scramble up the middle. Late fumble, but I think he was down. Let's see, Logan, what's your opinion on the Titans owner declining the Derrick Henry to the Ravens trade? I think they've got a lot of potential. They were listed as one of my most interesting teams after the draft. And we're seeing with Will Levis taking over that team that they are an interesting team. They just need a little bit more help here and there, especially at the wide receiver position. 3rd and 2 after the game by Watson. Getting pressured. He's got nowhere to go, and that's Clowney! Clowney getting a little bit of revenge here. Coming away with a sack against his former NFL team. And the NFL sacked leading team adds another to the stat column. Gets matched up against the halfback. Throws his legs at him. Does a good job of staying on his feet and chasing down Watson, who tried to escape up the middle. Let's go. 4th and 5. Punter is out there for the Browns. Jason says no, but we got 6 total because I still count the Colts, but they all together we got 6. That's a valid argument, I argue. Chad Mears says, wearing my Ed Reed jersey today. Oh, I'm so jealous, Chad. Like I said, for those that don't know or new to chat, you see the Mosley jersey in the back, of course. I also say it's Bart Scott's jersey. It's the legacy of the 57 in my mind, basically. The Batman to the Robin to the Batman, if you know. So I'm saying. I used to have a signed Ed Reed jersey. It was my treasure, my prized possession, and it kind of got stolen in the mail, basically. And yeah, I was a little sad. I ordered a Lamar Jackson jersey. It was on back order for over 6 months during COVID. So I canceled that one, and so I've kind of been like a little bit of strike. Duvernay with a good return up the middle. And he's down at the Ravens 41, I'd say. Hey, Chad Mears, though, you wearing that Ed Reed jersey. That's why Kyle Hamilton channeled his inner Ed Reed today with that pick 6 to start the game, basically. That was a little Ed Reed-esque, to be honest with you. Victor Ciziger says, Stefanski is out of his league. He's a high school coach compared to Harbaugh. Hey, you got to admit, Todd Monken's putting on a show right now. I was very happy with the hire of Todd Monken in the offseason. We talked about it. It might actually buck Harbaugh's trend of hiring bad coaches. But, of course, after this season, the whispers are already for McDonald potentially has a head coach candidate. How long till Monken becomes a head coach candidate? Lamar Jackson having to run out to the left side. And, stiff arms number 22 of the Browns. Dun-dun-dun. Lamar Jackson might end up on ESPN top 10 just for that stiff arm right there. And everyone's talking about, so the AFC North has the potential to send every single team in the division to the playoffs this year, which I think would be the first time since 2002, if I remember my stats correctly. Which would just be such a cool thing, guys. Oh, you got the Roquan jersey. I'm a little jealous of that, Burns. Actually, I would love a Roquan jersey. Now that we locked him to 5 years, and we actually did after, again, the Roquan trade, we actually were, analyzing the numbers, and it was like, dang, Roquan's numbers versus Ray's numbers in the first, however many years of their career. are kind of similar, to be honest with you. Like, and I was like, I mean, again, can never compare anyone to the legend, but like, it's a good stat to see, and you know, something to make for content wise. Jason says, "Wow, man, this Ravens team is like a Madden-made team. Love it." And I'm telling you guys, like I said, I'm usually pessimistic. I'll tell people if I think we're like a first round exit team, a divisional playoff team, a conference playoff team, or if we're the real deal Super Bowl. When we went to the Super Bowl way back in the day and we beat with Joe and Anquan and Torrey and Jacoby and all those guys, that was the most optimistic I had been like since the last Super Bowl run. And since then, I've never been really that excited for our playoffs chances. And it's not been Lamar's fault. It's been Harbaugh and Roman's fault. So when this year came and I watched our draft class start developing and I watched DaCosta and Ozzie keep working that draft room and I watched us make a great hire and bringing McDonald back, which was basically us admitting the mess up of hiring Wink. Because for those Raven fans that don't know, when it came down to the job and Wink Martindale got the defensive coordinator job, it was over Mike McDonald, essentially. And he left then at that point to go to Michigan. So, I'm glad that he came back. This is like his revenge tour in all types of way. I'm an extremely big fan of the Todd Monken hire. We talked about a little bit, one of the lives, just the style of offense that he runs, his link to Odell Beckham Jr., all the different parts of it, and how he's actually really good with tight ends, and he's shown that a little bit in Georgia, and I think we're only starting to see the beginning of that. I think every play caller has to keep certain things deep in the playbook that you don't bring out really till playoff time. But of course, you still have to instill certain parts of it. And in the style of offense we talked about in the previous games, the way Todd Monken does what I call probing, where he really is testing to see what you have been watching, what you have been practicing against, and basically he does a good job of an evolving game plan throughout at least the first 3 quarters that I've seen. So basically, if you're not a defensive coordinator that's adept at making changes on the fly, I have faith that Todd Monken can figure out a defense. And I think he's shown that, and I think Baltimore fans should have faith in that. And of course, like we talked about so many streams before, I think this is the deepest the Ravens team has ever been. Our wide receivers room, I love. Our running back room, I've said is the deepest and best in the NFL by far. Our offensive line, we have 6 quality starters, and that's a trend in the NFL. The only question mark we truly had was pass rushers, and Clowney and Kyle Van Noy have been outstanding. And Lamar Jackson buying all kinds of time on that 3rd and 8. Sorry, I've been talking so much about just coaching and all that. Lamar a little limping coming up on the play, it looks like. Did he get his foot stepped on maybe? And we'll go back to chat here in just a minute. Apologies, guys. I went on a little bit of Raven rant. Y'all got me in my zone for a minute. And Jackson, I mean, he looks okay right there, and then he's just upset. Nobody open on the play. 4th and 8, and we've got Jordan Stout out there. Punts away, and I'm going to wait because we're probably going to go on commercial break, and then I'll get, and just doesn't get the bounce he wants for, goes back into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchback. And they're going to quick commercial break. Let's go back to chat here. Yeah, sir, that pick 6, baby. Hell yeah. Our division rules. Yeah, it sucks about that Reed jersey, Chad. Gamer says, what do you think would be the best thing our offense needs right now? The offense needs just everyone to stay healthy, to be honest with you. I think they're okay as it is. And I think, again, like there's certain stuff in the playbook later. Again, just run the ball right now. J-Waw says, Keaton Mitchell is the reason why you don't have to draft running backs high. Yep. And we featured J-Waw. We featured Keaton Mitchell on my draft special. Keaton Mitchell would not have gotten out of the draft if I had been a GM. I would have absolutely burned a 7th round pick on Keaton Mitchell 1,000%. But let's get back to the game real quick, and then I'll go back to chat real quick. First and 10, run up the middle. I know that Mile High Miracle was absolutely insane, Jaywa. I remember I was live at the bar with my friends. That playoff run was like magical to me and my friends. I literally converted a guy that never watched football in his life to a football fan and, of course, a Ravens fan in that playoff run. And that always holds like a special place in my heart, because of that. 2nd and 5 after the run by the Ford up the middle. Watson with a hard count, handoff going right, good blocking by the Browns, and Ford's going to pick up about 10 yards, another first down. Keegan Racer dropping in, says your Ravens team has been incredible. We struggled with injuries, especially at the secondary position early in the season, but like I kept telling Raven fans, we're getting healthy at the right time. I truly would have loved, of course, maybe one more true number one wide receiver, but what I'm looking for in that receiver is also like a 6'5" guy, and there's not really many of those guys in the league. Basically, it would have been DK or nobody, in my opinion. I want a jump ball guy. So bad. Watson with a clean pocket over the middle, and he's got a man. And that's another first down for the Browns. Amari Cooper, after coming off a 139-yard game against the Arizona Cardinals last week, and he's got a first down down about the 50-yard line. Yeah, Jason, Denise, bet. Never know what's going to happen. You just saying in general, that's all because even the names people don't know yet, they're getting to know and love. Oh, I know, right? I love the draft, guys. I left Disneyland to go watch the draft when I was a senior in high school. I love the potential of young players. Got people that guys don't know about. Like case point, I covered Tyson Bagent in my draft, and I said, man, he looks kind of Brock Purdy-esque to me, in my opinion. Like if I had to make an evaluation, I was like, I'd put him around Purdy level talent, which is looking pretty good for the Niners right now. Less throughout these current weeks. He actually looks more like Tyson Bagent right now. But with that being said, again, 6th round pick for Tyson Bagent would, I think, be currently right now not a terrible pick. And of course, like we talked about, my running back room looks elite. And at halftime, we might go over my draft special. I bought my PFF grading so I could actually go and get all my PFF grades and, again, try to make some better quality content for y'all. 2nd and 9, Deshaun Watson from an empty backfield here. Pierce with some good pressure. Watson able to step up, though. And Watson scrambles. He's past the 50-yard line. Gain of maybe 4 on the play. Yep, that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6, 11:44 here in the second quarter. And let me get my quarter updated real quick. Yeah, I know. I want a Baltimore. I need all the new Lamar fans to experience what a Super Bowl feels like. I think it would give the fan base an insane push like we've never seen before, because we know a lot of people just came to the Ravens. Oh, Clowney gets a hand on him, but Watson able to escape out, and he's going to pick up a first down with his feet just barely on the right side. But, as Raven fans, we know a lot of people came to the Ravens just because Lamar. He was a re-energization to the fan base, essentially. After we lost, guys like Terrell, Ray, Ed, these. Even I argue Brandon Williams, man. I miss Brandon Williams. I loved him. That was one of those draft picks, 5th round, I think he was. I loved it. He was 3rd. It was 3rd or 5th. Anyway. 1st and 10, 10:35 here. Browns on the 41-yard line of the Ravens. He's going deep. Got a man, and his receiver obviously not on the same page with him. Deshaun throwing towards the pylon. His receiver kind of running a little more inside route. Let's see. Marlon Humphrey on the coverage. Good coverage. And just, good coverage, never even expecting the ball. And Watson just puts that basically on, and there he is right there. He's trying to tell the receiver where he's supposed to run that route, which I actually think Watson's correct.
You know, he's run to the pylon. You're either running usually back pylon, front pylon. Make it easy for the wide receiver, you know, once he makes his break downfield. And Ford with a good spin move going up the right side, and he's got a good first down, and the Browns are going to be in the red zone. Ball looks like it might be placed at the 8-yard line. Maybe, or I'm sorry, 12. Sorry, jumping back to chat real quick here, guys. Jason Dan, yes, sir. I definitely said same thing about all the running backs. I know most probably not going to like, but he reminds me of Ray Rice. Oh, yep. I also said, if you remember when Justice Hill first came to our team, he was a little smaller. He put on, I think, 10 pounds. He reminds me of Justice Hill, but maybe a little faster. But probably, I don't know, but he ran with strength last week. He just looks so good. Oh, we've got a flag laid on the play. Let's see what the flag is after the incomplete. Yeah, that was heartbreaking to watch what Ray Rice did. I remember when that video came out as a Ravens fan, just, oh my God, my heart was broken. I was just like, because I loved that young man. Like I said, in 2008 was when I was in Disneyland and I went back to watch the draft. So I watched us draft Ray Rice live in Disney World, basically from my hotel. You know, Joe Flacco, Ray Rice, like that iconic duo. And so that was a heartbreaker for me. Yep, I'll always welcome more Raven fans. Like always, we need them. We're a small market team. I have to explain that to my girlfriend because like whenever hold on, we'll get back to the game and then we'll get to that story. Watson going left side, short pass, and Kyle Hamilton and Roquan there to push him out of bounds. And the announcer's even saying, "No, I don't like that play." Yeah, I've got 2 stories to share with y'all. One about small market teams and how it feels when you see another fan, and then we've got a Ray Rice story with the jersey. I think y'all get a kick out of the story, but we'll go to that when we get to commercial break. Let's get back to the game real quick, guys. 2nd and 18 here after the penalty. I'm sorry I missed the penalty. I am so sorry, guys. Trips right formation for the Browns. Ball on the left hash mark, so look for the right side throw. Watson having to step up. And that's going to be Travis Jones able to tackle him, gain a 3. And Deshaun Watson just basically having to drop back, run, maybe try to unleash a deep throw every once in a while when he can actually find a guy there. .835 now. After the short run, it's a 3rd and 16. Raven fans are starting to get loud here in the stadium. Let's go. I will admit, though, I don't like how non-loud sometimes M&T Bank Stadium seems. I feel like they could get louder. Screenplay. And Patrick Queen able to sniff it out. And not much of a game, but I think we've got a flag down on the play. It might be a holding call. Let's wait and see. Might be an illegal formation. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like Njoku's talking to Watson. Yep. Why does the ref seem like he's just tired of calling this game already? Did y'all just hear that? He's like, illegal formation. Offense. Like that, it was like such a delay in between when he actually said it. Like, looked like he took a second to sigh. Like, come on, guys. And they, I think, declined the penalty. Just let them try to take the field goal attempt. It's going to be a 33-yard field goal attempt here for Dustin Hopkins, the kicker of the Browns, trying to make this a 17-6 game. And we've got a flag? What's going on? Looked like they were running towards the sideline. Delay of game against Kyle Hamilton of the Ravens? Harbaugh literally was like, okay. Like, and he's laughing with the special teams coach. I guess Kyle Hamilton was too slow to get off the field for. I don't know. It was a really weird penalty, guys. They move him 5 yards closer for the kick. It's a 28-yard field goal attempt now. Really weird call by the refs there. But yeah, it's really big. Victor Seiger says, huge drive for the Browns. If they can stop them this time in the red zone, the game is over. We stopped them. Field goal attempt coming. Ball is up, and it definitely is good. And with that, we've got a 17-6 game now with 7:30 here. Pace of the game has really slowed down a lot. Yeah, I agree, Jason. I wish I could go to games. I got this cup actually from M&T Bank Stadium. I went to the training camp at the stadium. I drove 18 hours because I am deep here in Florida, guys. I am like almost in Cuba. 18 hours to go to that training camp, and then I had to stop in Myrtle Beach on the way home. I drove 24 hours on the way home, essentially. Left my hotel at Baltimore at 2 a.m, got home at 3 a.m. Your boy was tired. It was worth it. I loved it. But funny story with the Ray Rice jersey. I had a friend. She was a girl and she was working at a sports bar. She didn't really do football or anything, but they encouraged them to wear sports jerseys, and she didn't really know any teams, and we were good friends. So she's like, I guess I'll root for the Ravens. I was like, damn right, you better root for the Ravens. We don't have enough fans. We need more fans. And so one day I saw at a sports store, they had a pre-Ray Rice incident, had a really super cheap pink Ray Rice jersey that would fit her, and I was like, fuck it, it's clearance, take it. So I bought it for her. Literally 2 weeks later, guys, the Ray Rice incident happens. She doesn't follow football, so I literally texted her that morning. I said, please, 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 for the love of God, do not wear that Ray Rice, that 27 jersey when you go to work, this week. I was like, you'll probably see the video. I was like, you can just throw it away. Just throw it away. Yep, I remember that they had the jersey exchange for Ray Rice down by the stadium. Oh, 49ers Jags are stuck in a 10-3 game. Thank you for the update, John Leger. Oh, but we're a small market team here in Baltimore. So what that means is the Pittsburgh Steelers, for example, are weirdly a large market team because when they have people that left the steel town, moved everywhere, even in my own hometown of Myrtle Beach, there are so many Steeler bars. There is only one Ravens bar. So, and that's even on the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? There are no Raven bars, I think, near me right now. But so when you're a small market team like the Ravens and you're in the middle of nowhere and you see someone, rocking the black and purple, the purple gold, you know what I'm saying? It's a different level of connection. My girlfriend's always like, why do you I'm like, you don't understand, man. We're like unicorns out here. Especially I was out in the middle of Colorado. I'd literally just see someone wearing a Ravens thing, and I just point at them, and they'd be like, it's like the Spider-Man meme where I'll just pointing at each other Scott Cochran joined us, and there we go. My Niners win, and Ravens are OP with that defense, though. I know, right? All right, Lamar, let's go extend this lead. Lamar Jackson coming out here, 7:26 here in the second quarter. Aguilar in motion. Jackson, pretty good pocket. Going left, he's got a wide open man, and that's going to be Zay Flowers with another reception. That's a 16-yard gain. Oh, my God. Lamar Jackson is looking like he is in perfect form right now, to be honest with you. And guys, I did start Zay today. I broke a lot of fantasy rules. I have a lot of my Ravens starting on my fantasy team. I've got Lamar Jackson, Keaton Mitchell, and Zay Flowers, and the Ravens defense all starting today, of course. And we were originally predicted to lose by over 20 points, so we're hoping to flip the script here. Lamar Jackson, short pass to Zay. Oh, he breaks his ankles! Zay out here looked like he played Madden with these boys. Oh my gosh. Yep. By the way, happy late Veterans Day to, and if I got any veterans here in the chat, I know I got a lot of veteran friends. Zay just puts his hand in the dirt, makes a cut, makes a man miss, and gets out of bounds. Like I said, a human joystick. Zay Joystick Flowers playing Madden out here on the boys. Yeah, of course, no one could ever wear that jersey again, Chad. 1st and 10, that's going to be a handoff up the middle. Gus Edwards, and looks like a gain of 4 maybe on the play, maybe 5. And I'd love to see the Ravens I want to see the Ravens kind of take some time off the clock, but also come away with a touchdown here. And look at that this year. Highest completion percentage through his first 5 seasons, highest yards per attempt, highest yards per game. Lamar is resurging under Todd Monken and a revamped wide receiver core, basically. And that's what we love to see down here at the bank. 2nd and 6. Going to be a pitch play. Justice Hill going left. Good move, and that's going to be a gain, what looks like 3 on the play. About 2 yards short of the first down. And I'm watching this coaching staff right now. Todd Monken and his coaching staff up in the booth doing their thing. 3rd and 2. And Myles Garrett pointing at Ronnie Stanley, wanting a false start, and he's going to get it. That's going to back the Ravens up from a 3rd and 2 to a 3rd and 7. Heartbreaker there. Dang, that was hardcore. I'm not yet, though. I'm thinking about Gamerzilla. If you're an 8th grader, let me be honest with you. One of the best classes I ever took in high school was JROTC. I did 7 semesters. I doubled up every semester after my first semester. I also did 2 years of CAP in high school, to the point I came out of high school with logged flight hours, essentially, and experience in search and rescue for downed aircraft and personnel. Some of the best skills I ever learned in life were in those moments with those people. Lamar going deep. He's got a man, and just a step too far past Zay. Zay was open on the play. He left the safeties just standing still. And they're laughing. Zay in the slot. Corner blitz comes. Zay gets matched up against the safety and just runs by him on the play, but Lamar not able to connect with him. They're definitely going to circle that one in the playbook and probably come back to it later. That's one of those ones, you circle that in the playbook. If you ever line up in that formation for the rest of this game and you think that corner blitz is coming, you call that hot route again immediately. And I'm just going to say that and circle that real quick. And we've got a 12-player formation on the defense. Still going to be 4th down, but that might bring it to a 4th and 2, which the Ravens might think about. And I see the Browns are like, oh, God, no. They're like, oh, no. And here comes the Ravens offense back onto the field. Browns defense is like, oh, come on, man. Hands on their hip, breathing hard. The Ravens really might have a Super Bowl run this year. And again, thank you to everyone who's joining us here on the channel today. We greatly appreciate y'all joining us. Yeah, Chad, it was always hard. If you wore a Ray Lewis jersey, everyone, he's a murderer. He's a murderer. 4th and 2. Keaton Mitchell in motion he's bringing them back in. They're testing the coverage is what it is. Changing the play up. 5 seconds on the game clock, or play clock, I'm sorry. Lamar Jackson from an empty backfield. Get the ball off. He doesn't get the ball away. He takes a sack, and we've got a flag on the play. Let's see what the flag is. And Raven fans are cheering. It's going against the Browns. Myles Garrett laying on the field. Looks like he's tired. Let's go! Holding on Martin Emerson, the defensive back for the Browns, number 23. Let's watch it. He's matched up against Zay. Absolutely. That's way past the allowed limit. And he absolutely just wraps his entire arm around Zay Flowers to stop his momentum. And then they also hold Mark Andrews a little bit. I would argue, though, the Mark Andrews holding was kind of fair in my opinion. But the Zay, if you're going to hit Zay, you got to get up on the line. I know it's terrifying, but that's the rule. And Zay has caused so many illegal contact, hands to the face, and different calls for the Ravens when he lines up outside and gets lined up one-on-one in man, basically. He's another entire threat in general. Just like Odell has drawn a lot of good pass interference calls for the Ravens with just savvy route running and knowing when to time to make it look like he's going for the ball. 1st and 10, handoff, going up the middle. And that's Gus Edwards for a gain of what looks like 6 on the play. And Braylon says those flags are killing the Brown. They are. Oh, we've got an update. Josh Dobbs leading the Vikings, and Josh Dobbs is 13 of 17 for 162 yards, a rushing touchdown, as the Vikings are now up 10-3 in that game. Wow, Josh Dobbs being the guy. Oh, yeah, what is it called? The Noisy Oyster, I believe it's called in Myrtle Beach, is the Ravens bar. Keaton Mitchell going to make a man miss, gets outside, but he's going to end up losing yards on the play. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's called the Noisy Oyster in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's one of the only Raven bars, I believe, that's in the area. And we did have a bar, though, Irish pub, me and a bunch of the Raven people used to go to, called O'Keefe's. Because I'm a big Irish guy, and your boy used to go and drink Irish trash cans and watch the game. If you don't know what an Irish trash can is, it's an Irish version of a Long Island tea. Every type of clear liquor there is, with some grenadine and Red Bull. Oh, I'm sorry, Blue Caracal and Red Bull. Lamar Jackson, having to run up, and it looked like he was taken down by his face mask there, but no flag on the play. Zadarius Smith, the former Raven, coming up with a sack for the Browns. Let's watch. I mean, I guess that was his hand. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, Azo, I believe it's the Noisy Oyster. Go there on game day with the Ravens. It is another level of like Baltimore festivities. Honestly, it's a blocked. Justin Tucker's kick is blocked. They're returning it, Jordan Stout able to make a tackle. Oh my God, the 55-yard attempt is blocked. Oh my God. And Browns now coming away with great field position after the blocked field goal. Who gets his hand on it? Oh, that's the tackle, defensive tackle. Jordan Elliott. Good job by the Browns, honestly. Azo, it's called the Noisy Oyster in Myrtle Beach, if I'm not mistaken. When I left, that was the only Myrtle, but it's because it's the only one. When I went, if you went with anyone more than yourself, it was almost impossible to get a seat because basically they have like a whole reservation system. So like if you came last week and you want to come the next week, like your server can like basically like reserve a spot for you as long as you're there like within 5 minutes of kickoff or whatever. Like it's that crowded. So if you're a Ravens fan, I'm telling you, it's the only place to go in the area. You got to check it out if you're down in that area. Yep, I've been there, Azo, like 2 or 3 times, but it was just so crowded, and I was always going by myself. And while it was fun, it just at that time in my life, I didn't have a lot of money, so I couldn't like really enjoy it. But we're headed in 2-minute morning here. Browns are going to come out with a 2-minute offense, essentially try to keep this game close. Ravens looking to keep it, minimize it to a field goal before halftime and maybe get this ball back for one more potential scoring drive. Oh, I know, Jason Daniels. I've wanted to do more in Baltimore, to be honest with you. Just even the time when I came to training camp, I was having to rush through so quickly. Victor joined us back in and says, don't sleep on this team. They are dangerous, AFC North. I know. I really hope the AFC North makes history and we send every team, what was it, since 2002 was the last time a division sent all four of their teams to the playoffs. So I'm looking to make that a reality. You know what I'm saying? I think though, I'm telling you, if you ever go out to drink, guys, if you ever go out to like Buffalo Wild Wings, go watch the game with the boys and girls, whatever, um, you should order beer tubes if they still have them. During the Super Bowl run for my Ravens, that was our tradition. I would go out with my two roommates who we all worked at FedEx together, and we would take turn buying beer tubes. And if you don't know what a beer tube is, they bring like a giant tube of beer to like share with the table, and it comes on a giant football helmet with a spout basically. So you pour your own beer at the table. And so we basically would buy 3 beer tubes for the game, but we would all, just take turns buying them one at a time essentially. And, just ask them for some frosted mug refills every once in a while. Can you just bring me a new mug? And that was, man, like I said, that's why, again, that Super Bowl run has a certain place in my heart, guys. Jason says, but it's called Bill's Tyrus Inn. Not sure I spelled it right. Okay. Gamer Zell says, I'm also a YouTuber, but I don't do the Ravens, sadly, but I do things. I'm a fan of what I post about Godzilla, about people make fun of me, but oh well. Hey, Gamer, do your thing, my guy. I'm telling you, I put up, I was doing some Fortnite shorts because my girlfriend likes to play Fortnite. So, sometimes I go play with her, but she plays on her Switch. So we end up playing against huge bot lobbies. And I put up some shorts of us, just like killing people. They ended up being bots. And the level of toxicity I saw from the community was next level. So you're always going to face people like that. And I know it gets rough sometimes, but you just got to keep your head up, my guy. Azo said, I just visited Baltimore last. It's really sad to see it now. It is a little sad, honestly. Oh, Watson's got a man wide open over the middle. That's Amari Cooper, and he's down at the 5-yard line. And the Browns are within a handful away from scoring already. Yeah, I was born in Baltimore. My mom grew up in Baltimore, lived in Baltimore for a long time. She moved us away to South Carolina when I was pretty young. And then I've just bounced around all across the U.S. over the years. By 20, I'd flown on more planes than most people have in their entire lives. And by 30, I lived in more states than most people have in their entire lives. Let's just say that. Oh, Clowney able to get Watson, and that's another sack for Clowney on the play. A critical sack here in a goal situation. And Jadeveon Clowney has just absolutely paid off for the Ravens this year. Cannot say enough about him this year. He's playing to get his last paycheck, I feel like. I feel like Clowney wants one last 3-year deal, basically, and then he'll be done. Kenai Rivera says, most people call it a beer tower. Yep, okay. Either way, whatever you call it, it's awesome. It's great. Drink whatever beer you want to drink. Screw what people think about you. Your boy today is, of course, drinking our normal Crown and Coke out of our Charm City football cup. One of our many, many things we got from our trip to M&T Bank Stadium, our swag. Okay, John Hopkins moved us here when I was 10. I understand that. Oh, guys. All right. I don't usually talk to him about too many commercials. Half the time I don't even get commercials on my game broadcast for some reason. But KFC was just advertising. They got this new chicken snack wrap, 2 for $5 or something. Most people know the meme culture. McDonald's used to have some banging crispy chicken snack wraps back in the day when they had chicken tenders. they got rid of him. There's like a whole cult following that says, bring him back, bring him back. If you have a Del Taco in your area, in the area you live in, I'm just going to let you know I'm envious. I'm jealous. I even tried to franchise one here where I live because there's not one like within like 2 to 5 hours from me, essentially. I think the nearest Del Taco is in Orlando. And I miss the crispy chicken tacos with the mango habanero from Del Taco so badly. If it tells you anything, me and my girlfriend have actually driven to Tampa and Orlando to go get Del Taco and Raising Cane's before. We drove 5 hours to go get Raising Cane's. Chimera said, snack wraps? We got my boy Chimera, who I'm playing in fantasy this week, if I'm not mistaken. He's rocking his Attack on Titan picture, I think, in our fantasy football league this week. His Aaron Yeager. But if you don't know, the crispy chicken tacos from Del Taco are basically the old McDonald's snack wraps. They're delicious. They're cheap as shit, and I miss them. Watson, taken down by Clowney, actually comes down a little awkward on his left ankle and knee. And it looks like Watson might be in some pain. Yeah, if y'all don't know, if you got a Del Taco in your area, I just gave you the hookup. You're welcome. Your boy's the plug of food, if you feel me. I've been hand making pizza from scratch lately and doing my own spicy crab rolls because I started rolling my own sushi, and even my girlfriend agrees it's better than most of the sushi. And oh no, Clowney's down with the injury now, grabbing his right arm, and he's rolling in pain. That is not something Baltimore wants to see. Chimera says, isn't Raising Cane's mid without the sauce? Raising Cane's is absolutely mid without the sauce. They don't even put seasoning on their fries. They are the epitome of white person food. That's why you got to go to Zaxby's and ask them for extra fry seasoning. It's a version of seasoned salt. It's almost like Lowry seasoned salt, but slightly different. I think it's a Cajun style, if I'm not mistaken. So you got to go get some Zaxby's season and put it on your Raising Cane's fries. That's the epitome of fast food blasphemy right there. And yeah, we've got a Clowney. That's definitely probably going to be if I had to guess, I'm going to tell you that's probably a hyperextension of his left elbow, more than likely. Could be a tear of the ligament right there in the elbow, just based upon watching him fall and my medical knowledge. For those that don't know, I originally started school as an NMT, a nuclear medicine technician, moved to a surgical technician, and now I'm in school for business management, tracking sports management. 3rd and goal after the sack and then the injury. Michael Pierce getting some pressure. Deshaun Watson just has to shoot that through the back of the end zone. And the Ravens, we've got a flag on the play. That might be a roughing the passer on Michael Pierce. Let's wait and see. I'm going to give y'all the fast food hack of all fast food hacks. Nope, it's going to be a holding against the Browns. Probably declined. We're guessing field goal team's probably coming up for the Browns. Let me give you guys, since I've got 233 of you here, I'm sorry if you work at Wendy's. I'm going to give you the ultimate fast food hack for Wendy's. I'm telling you, I even converted my girlfriend who used to have the palate of a 6-year-old. So you go to Wendy's. Go get you that $5 biggie bag. You feel me? You go and get the crispy chicken sandwich. And I'm just going to talk this because it's a field goal and no one cares unless it gets blocked here. But get you that $5 biggie bag, crispy chicken BLT. You feel me? And if you don't like mayo, take the mayo off, whatever. But you got to change the cheese. I think it comes with cheese. Field goal is good, by the way. So we've got a 17-9 game Baltimore. But you sub the cheese to Asiago. Asiago cheese pairs with bacon so perfectly. So, and if you notice, they've got an Asiago chicken sandwich on their menu. That bitch is like $8. This will cost you way less. It's actually a different cut of chicken that's smaller and thinner, so it costs less and it cooks quicker. So if you go late at night, you don't have to wait as long for your food as well. But you get that. Now there's one more key part to this meal, guys. One last part here. When they ask you the sauce for your nuggets, you got to tell them you want a cheese sauce. You get that liquid cheese and you use that with your nuggets and your fries. It's 50 cents, whatever. It's worth it. And I'm telling you, if you get extra salty fries with that cheese sauce, I'm telling you, you're gonna come back into the stream and you're going to thank me. You're going to be like, Darwin, bro, that Wendy's hack was banging. That was the best $56 lunch I've ever had in my life. And that's the best part. It's cheaper than going to McDonald's. And I'm going to get you the most banging chicken sandwich you've probably had in a while. I'm going to get you some good fries, some nuggies, and a drink. Again, you're going to come back to this channel and thank me. But all right, we're going back to football. Sorry. My rant's over. I have not Chimera, by the way. Jason says snowball stands like none of them here anywheres. I moved to West Virginia, spent a lot of my summers growing up and visit my mom's peeps. West Virginia kind of low-key can be nice. Like I love the mountains. I love the Blue Ridge Mountains. I've done a lot of hiking out in the Blue Ridge. So I do miss camping. I also miss the Rockies. Living out in Colorado was absolutely breathtaking. I lived in the shadow of what's called one of the 14ers, which is one of the 14 mountains over 14,000 feet in Colorado. And I'm telling you, it was amazing. I know Victor says we got a game. It's 9-17. This game's not over. The Baltimore's offense has kind of come to a standstill. But if you look at it objectively, while yes, the offense has come to a little bit to a standstill, you know, Zay was wide open on a touchdown throw, just a little overthrown. We've had a couple missed opportunities, maybe called a little too many screens when we don't need it to yet. So I'm excited. Baltimore might have a chance to score here. Let me get the official amount of timeouts we have here in just a moment. I have to refresh my game stream. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the video. It's like a little bit like, you know, more mystical than anything. But some people say the Blue Ridge and the mountain ranges, you know, the Appalachian got some stuff in it that people don't know about. But the joke is that even if you believe in Pangea, the Appalachian Mountains have been there like since the get-go. They are older. They are like just millions of years old, basically. So I don't know if that's true. I might be spreading disinformation. And if I've so, fact check me and tell me I'm wrong. People don't like to help. People like to prove people wrong. And here we've got the kickoff by the Browns, and it's going to be a touchback. So Lamar Jackson's going to get a chance here with 1:02, and the Ravens have one timeout left. Hey, it's the Air Force Academy where I used to live. I used to live 10 minutes down that road from the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. That's hilarious. All right, but here we go. Lamar Jackson, 8-12 for 111 yards on the day so far. Having a pretty decent day, but he's looking to connect with Zay for a touchdown. Good pocket for Lamar. Finally having to roll out. Got some space. He's going to tuck it and run, and got a first down and out of bounds. And Raven fans a little upset, saying they want a late hit on Lamar. Offensive line is running over. Linderbaum looked like he ready to throw some hands. There's one Ravens player trapped, like in the Browns bench, trying to get out. Is that Linderbaum? He's screaming at the ref now. That's Patrick McCary. And Patrick McCary is getting in the face of the ref now. One Ravens player got pushed on the play too. Lamar trying to tell him, it's good, dude. It's good, dog. It's good. It's okay. Let's watch. I mean, yeah, that definitely, he's out of bounds already. The guy literally hits him and airbornes him. I mean, I think he was going out of bounds. I think it was very clear he was going out of bounds. Yeah, 1 foot is out of bounds as he makes contact, and he pushes through him. Basically, like, that is the definition of the call, but and I understand why McCary's upset. And I love that McCary was ready to fight somebody. Oh, no, and Lamar throws a pick. It's Ford, and he's down at about the 50-yard line, and the Deshaun Watson and the Browns are going to get another shot. Oh, and the Ravens look like they let that scrimmage or little scrumble right there get into their heads a little bit. That ball so underthrown, it looks like Lamar was just on a different page with his wide receiver. Bateman, the intended receiver on the play. He's on the go route, and the ball is just like 5 yards behind him. Oh, Lamar's pointing at himself. That's on Lamar. Oh, no. A bad throw, Lamar. Lamar might be upset about that hit, wanted to go. Oh, no. Oh, take me home country roads indeed, Jason. 1st and 10. Empty backfield for Watson. And he gonna escape from Michael Pierce again and steps out of bounds, and he comes up a little gingerly on one of his feet, but I think he's all right. And Deshaun Watson, a first down, or I'm sorry, it's going to be, I believe, 2nd and 9. And how is that not an unsportsmanlike penalty? The Browns offensive lineman is standing over Odafe Owe, going like this while he's on the ground, and then headbutts him. How is that not unsportsmanlike conduct? The refs, in my opinion, are going to start letting this get out of hand, and it's only a matter of time before we see a fight, I feel like. They're letting this get out of hand, starting with the hit on Lamar, and now that's going to start getting out of hand. That's just a prediction, but, I hope not. I mean, Ravens fan, Lamar's not playing terrible by any means. I think he's playing, like we said, he's 8 of 11 for 111 yards. Definitely missed a couple throws. That interception was definitely ugly, but playing terrible? No, absolutely not. Yeah, Chimera, no. For those that don't know, Chimera, my moderator here in the chat, I'm playing him this week in fantasy football, and I'm hoping Keaton Mitchell, Zay Flowers, and Lamar ball out today because I was already predicted to lose to him by more than 20 points. So I have to buck the trend, essentially, to beat him this week. Watson going deep, and that ball's way out of bounds. Brandon Stevens on the coverage. Brings up a 3rd and 8. Sam Bear says the refs are cheating us. I mean, if you look at the penalty calls, I would say majority of the penalty calls have gone against the Browns. I think they have all been good calls except for one holding call. I think it was called against Bateman or OBJ early. I disagreed with that call. But the refs kind of seem like they're starting to turn a little blind eye here a little bit. Like I said, and you can't do that. This game's going to get carried away. Odafe Owe gets some pressure. They're trying to get to the field goal line. That is going to be a 1st down, but they're going to be short of the line to gain for a field goal, and Browns are going to take their 2nd timeout, leaving them with 1 left with 22 seconds left here in the first half of the game. Oh, congrats, Chimera, by the way, being the #1 fantasy football seed. I definitely regret. I took some shots on some of my guys like Tanks Bigsby. I counted on way too early a Travis Etienne injury and Derrick Henry injury. I'm paying a little bit in fantasy for it, but I'm still having fun at the end of the day. And I hope everyone else in the league is as well. And I hope that everyone will come back next year and that I can run even more leagues next year. 1st and 10. Strong right formation for the Browns. Ball on the left hash mark. He's going back shoulder fade and just not on the same page as his wide receiver. Either it's a bad throw or just they're not on the same page. But we've seen a lot of Deshaun coaching the wide receivers and the tight ends saying, hey, you're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be here. So I really wonder how much is actually on Deshaun. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like it was going to be a blowout, guys, but we're getting a close AFC divisional rival game, basically. Ravens looked like they were bringing pressure. Clowney back in the game, forces Watson to throw a ball away. And that looked like intentional grounding to me, even though it's thrown out of bounds. There's no wide receiver in the area. He still looked to be within the tackle box. Let's double check. So watch that right tackle there on the replay here. Okay, no, technically at that point he is outside of tackle box, meaning that he can get away with it. So, okay. Clowney looked like he was telling the refs he got illegal hands to the face against him. So something to keep an eye on. It looks like the Ravens are getting a little frustrated with the refs. Hey, we got QCK 704 subscribing. Thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it. We're trying to hit that 500 subscriber goal soon. Oh, and Matabike with a good hit on Watson. And Watson, a little slow to get up on the play. And that's a 4th and 10 with 7 seconds left. I think the Browns are still outside of field goal range. They might try a super long one here. I'm not going to lie, QC Key, that subscription notification sound in my headphones was so loud, it straight terrified me. If y'all didn't see that on the stream, I jumped a little. My heart jumped a little. Was not ready for it. And they're going to let Dustin Hopkins take a shot at this. The Ravens are going to use their final timeout here. Make sure they really plan out this potential block. And it's going to be a 60-yard field goal attempt here for the Browns kicker. Oh, and Watson's left ankle kind of gets rolled up when he gets hit by Matabike here. And Watson is actually limping just a little bit and walking to the locker room early now. The Browns have actually out-earned the Ravens in yardage this quarter, 119 yards to Baltimore's 41. Oh, there's another one. Again, y'all made my heart skip a little bit. Thank you, Mindy Day, for the subscription. I greatly appreciate it. Dancing Poe up on the screen. God, y'all keep scaring me with these subscriptions. Y'all killing me here. Y'all gonna make me have a heart attack. I'm not ready for them. Whew. I got too much caffeine from all the espresso already today. And this game being way too close. Harbaugh looking a little upset on the sideline right now. I don't know what's going on. Oh, you just ruined it for me. And the offense is coming back out. But wait, Deshaun Watson just walked off the field. PJ Walker's warming up his arm real quick with a coach on this. Are they about to bring PJ Walker in for a Hail Mary? They don't have a timeout, so they can't stop the clock even if they get a short completion. It would have to be a short completion and out of bounds. Maybe. They are trying to get 3 yards closer, so maybe they are trying to run a little pick play. Trips left here on the top side of the formation. Walker looks like he's about to bomb this deep. Clowney about to hit him. Walker takes a shot. Oh no, Geno Stone almost had another pick and it fell out of his hands. They were fighting for it. Could have had a chance to return it. Oh no, and the other defensive player, I think that's Kyle Hamilton, apologizing to Geno Stone, who could have extended his interception lead on the NFL. And with that, guys, I think we're about to head into halftime. Gamer says, yeah, that's also my goal is 500 after December. It's crazy, guys. It says I've got 249 watching, which I think is going to be one of my all-time highs for concurrent viewers. Guys, there's been some days, we've talked about it here on the channel, where I'm getting out of bed and I'm like, why am I doing this? No one's going to show up for my stream. Nobody cares. Why am I doing this? I'm never going to hit my subscription. And then every week y'all come in here and y'all surprise me. And y'all have allowed me to stack week after week, in my opinion, making progress. And I'm telling you, it means so much to me, guys. And we talk about, if we do ever hit monetization, how much we want to just invest back into the channel. Oh, Brandon Ayuk with a touchdown, by the way, in that Jacksonville Jaguars game. We're getting a little quick halftime update. I wish they would show me the final score as well. But, so y'all have been a part of that. Y'all have really helped me out, and I truly appreciate y'all every single week. The goal is to either run our own business or become a scout for an NFL team, to be honest with you. That's ideally, where I would love to be in life. And every week that y'all show up, y'all help one of those two dreams come true. And so I'm telling you guys, if I ever hit it, I'm gonna give everything I can back to y'all. All right, let's go back to chat here. We got some new people. Miplio Sithole. I trust the boys, but what's up with Lamar right now, man? I know, like I say, he's not playing terrible, but man, if he had hit a few more of these throws, we'd be up like 2 more scores. The interception was ugly. I think that was a little bit of an ego thing. I think, after the dirty hit, Lamar wanted to go put one on him, and something happened. And, hey, my boy Tank Dell showing up in the Houston game. Houston Texans are up on the Bengals. But, it's tough to see. Shout out to the QCRN Yob fans from Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte, my secondary team, the Panthers. Leslie Cook, I'm from Baltimore. Welcome in. And Mindy Day, shout out. Later Chimera, I feel you. I've still got calculus homework to do myself. So, but like Gamer said, we got this. Or Leslie said, we got this. I ain't worried about it. I have faith in the Ravens and at the end. But let's run down everything. So the Texans are taking on the Bengals today. Like we said, Tank Dell coming away with a touchdown. They're leading 10-7 right now. In Frankfurt, Germany, of course, we saw earlier today the Colts actually take it to the Patriots. And Mac Jones actually got benched at the end of that game. 49ers, of course, here down in Florida, taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars today. They are up 20-3 right now in the Jaguars. Absolutely taking it to one of the AFC teams. And they're already started here in the third quarter, a minute through already. Surprising, Josh Dobbs is absolutely dominating guys in Minnesota as well. They're already started 2 minutes into the third quarter. Vikings are up 24-3 on the Saints. And a game we're keeping a close eye on, Packers taking on the Steelers today. Steelers are currently leading, again, already in the third quarter. They're up 17-3. Go Packers. And the last game of the 1 o'clock slot here, we've got Buccaneers taking on the Titans, where the Buccaneers are holding on to a narrow lead, 10-3 over the Titans. Gamer says more runs might do the trick. And exactly, Gamer. Keaton Mitchell is a monster. Why have we shied away from the run game when we have a lead? I want to see more accountability to that, and I want to see more running. Run the damn ball, as they like to say. We've got Lee joining us in the chat. San Diego, welcome, my guy. And let's talk a little bit, since again we're still here on the halftime special here. I want to talk more about my draft room again. So we already covered, of course, the running backs a little bit. Of course, like I said, we talked about Keaton Mitchell before the draft. Looking absolutely outstanding right now. If you were to take my running back room, I would be a pro NFL scout right now. But even we had my tight end room definitely needs a little bit of work. We talked a little about Sam Laporta is the number 15 best rookie through 6 weeks, according to PFF. We didn't have him on our original tight end special just because he was such a popular tight end in mock drafts. But, we had guys like Nathaniel Tank Dell, who's tearing it up in Houston. Tyler Scott, who missed a touchdown catch last week for the Bengals. Andre Iosivas, who ended up with the Bengals as well. Marvin Mims Jr., who's been playing well. And we talked about we wanted to have Rashee Rice on there, who's been one of the best rookie wide receivers in the NFL this year. But he was predicted to be a high second-round pick, so we ended up excluding him from the draft special. We had my boy Cody Mock, who's starting right guard now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We had Blake Freeland, who's playing better than Paris Johnson Jr. He's listed as the backup right tackle for the Colts. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't gone and watched my draft special, please do. It would help me also with becoming a scout. And a lot of my guys are still on a lot of these teams. We also have the defensive draft special, where we had guys like Gervon Dexter Sr., Zach Pickens. We had Keandre Coburn. playing pretty good football right now. Devontae Stills playing pretty good football for the Arizona Cardinals, you know. Just we had a lot of these guys. Byron Young, he's the number 3 rookie edge defender, number 48 overall edge defender right now in the NFL. Starting as the will linebacker for the Rams currently, part of that really strong rookie group of the Rams. Colby Wooden, number 4 interior rookie defender, number 45 overall, the backup to Kenny Clark for the Green Bay Packers. Again, a lot of my later rookie guys, these 3rd and 4th round picks, kind of really starting to show up a little bit. Like, we're excited to see Zach Harrison start next year. He's listed as the backup behind Calais Campbell, listed as the number 89 overall edge defender according to PFF. Like, just, I don't know, man, guys. Like, I'm trying here. Jason says, on the real though, 100%. Come back, watch the Ravens show. Much appreciated, y'all, especially when we're not aired. Not much Lamar, not much. But again, Mo's definitely best show found. I'm glad y'all appreciate. I'm glad y'all like it. Like I said, I try my best. You know, it gets a little hard sometimes here and there, but you know. And of course, like we talked about a little bit on my channel before, my PC is 10 generations old. So I would do a lot more streaming, but it's a little hard. But apologize, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm going to slide off camera for a second. I'll be right back. Steve-O says 4 sacks and a pick, baby. That's always a good day. Gamer says if we figure out their weak spot, this game is over. I think just we got to run the ball. We got to run the ball. We had a 14-point lead. You need to run good, healthy, effective offense at that point. Run, run, pass. Run, run, pass. Run, run, run. You know, especially when you have running backs that are getting good yards. Like, I just think we haven't been running the ball in the right schematic setting currently in this game, and we got to figure something out. But let me ask the all-important question, guys. How's your fantasy football team doing today? How's your NFL team doing today? I've got an early lead against my boy Chimera, who's leading our fantasy football league. But majority of his players are playing in the 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock slots. So I'm going to look good early. But, I mean, my team's putting up some good points right now. I'm at 61 projected 112 with 287 minutes remaining. Honestly, my lowest score right now is Lamar Jackson with 3.64 points in fantasy football. But Keaton Mitchell's got 13.4. We need to see some more Keaton Mitchell. DJ got me 10 on Thursday night. Zay's got a healthy 7.4. We need a little more from him. I need my boy Evan McPherson down in Houston to kick some more field goals. And the Raven defense has a solid 13. And, for those that don't know, I've had Travis Kelce in our fantasy football league. Chiefs, of course, have a bye week this week. So I had to make a quick pickup I picked up McBride, the tight end of the Cardinals, who I'm hoping is going to continue just on my week-to-week matchup analysis and trending stats for him. I think he might be able to secure me some good points and could be potentially the deciding factor in my matchup this week against Chimera in fantasy football. I'm honestly, if I have anyone here in the fantasy football league, I'm looking to make some trades. I need to trade George Pickens. I don't need him. I don't want him. If I had to make a choice every week between Wilson from the Jets and Pickens of the Steelers, I'm taking Wilson just on a consistency basis, especially if Aaron Rodgers comes back. And what's crazy, guys, if you don't actually listen to the disclaimer right there by the NFL, any descriptions or like interpretations of the game are strictly prohibited under NFL's policy, meaning technically me even talking about this game with y'all, even though it's for educational purposes, so actually that disqualifies. But anyway, Lamar missed a couple throws. He got hit dirty. After he got hit dirty, he kind of messed up a throw. We just need to run the damn ball. Run the damn ball. And it's funny, is I have all my notes here written about, pre-game talking points. And I said this game's going to be basically about no bad turnovers for the Ravens offense. If the Ravens can just not commit any of these stupid, silly turnovers, we'll be okay and we'll walk out here with a solid win. And that interception was pretty bad. Uh-oh. And I don't think Deshaun Watson came back out to start the second half, guys, for the Browns. Are we about to see a P.J. Walker game? For those that don't know, DTR, Dorian Thomas and Robinson, inactive for today's game as well. So that'll be a storyline right there, potentially. Watson might not be back. Duvernay going to return it out of the end zone and going to come up just a few short of the 25. We're getting an injury report. Left ankle injury. He's definitely in some pain, but ooh. I will admit that was pretty hard to watch. Sorry, guys. Suggs Watson was having a crappy game. Honestly, we talked about that a little earlier. Some of his throws, yes, were bad. But how many times did you see him telling the wide receiver, hey, you're not supposed to be here. And we talked about earlier on one of the throws, you're supposed to run to the front pylon. And he was trying to tell the wide receiver, hey, if you've been where the front pylon was, that's where I threw the ball to. But, tit for tat there. And Lamar going to keep it. He's got some space. He's running out to the left side, and they push him out of bounds. Clean push this time. And Lamar's got a good gain of 8 on the play. Woo, Gus almost kept the ball. Lamar pulls it last second because he knows he has the open field. Oh, we got Deshaun Watson back on the sideline warming up. Play action. Lamar going over the middle. He's got a wide open Zay Flowers. And the Ravens are on the opposing side of the field now. Gain of 18. Let's go fantasy football points. Flowers just on that deep in route. And Flowers, though, looks like he might be injured on the play. He's down on a knee. Might have took a shot to the ribs or maybe a shoulder stinger, actually, the way he's hanging that arm down a little bit. And I think we got an injured Browns player, too, coming off the field. Yeah, that's number 1 of the Browns coming off the field, limping a little bit. And he's heading into the medical tent for the Browns. Looks like the right elbow, right arm of Zay Flowers getting examined by the medical staff of the Ravens now. Might be just a shoulder stinger, hopefully. Oh, Lamar pressured, able to step up and escape the sack and gains maybe 3 or 4 on the play. Acking Stafford says, what Odell gonna do? I know we actually had Odell, as part of this kind of one of his revenge games a little bit against the Browns, and yeah, he's kind of been silent. He had a pretty good week last week. What was it, 5 for 5, 60-something yards and a touchdown, I believe, on his birthday. Been a little quiet this week. We definitely would like to see Odell maybe make that big catch we need. Oh, short little pass to Mark Andrews, and that's batted down at the line of scrimmage by Delpit of the Browns, number 22. Great defensive play by the Browns on that one. They're going back to that Zay Flowers. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So number 1, his helmet makes contact directly on Zay Flowers' elbow. Hits absolutely. That's going to hurt. That's going to sting. His arm probably went numb a little bit, honestly, a little bit of a stinger. 3rd and 6. Aguilar in motion. Trips left formation. Lamar going to the middle. That's Odell, and there's the man we were just talking about. Odell on a slant from the right side. And we've got Odell dancing in the end zone. Ravens come away with 7 points to start the second half. Let's go. A 40-yard touchdown catch by Odell Beckham Jr. Oh, the slant and gone, bro. To the house. Outruns the safety and gone. Gives him the peace sign. I'll catch you later, homie. And putting a dance on him. Justin Tucker out here to extend it to 24. Kick is up, and of course, Justin Tucker's PAT is good. Ravens now lead 24-9. Lamar Jackson getting me that fantasy football points to beat Chimera this week. Acking Stafford, you came in and right the perfect time and asked the perfect question, my guy. You need to stick around. Fantasy Gamer says we have to get more touchdowns to at least a win. Hey. Stafford says fantasy points? What y'all think? Hey, I know, right? Like I said, I got Zay and Lamar starting this week for me. And like I said, I was predicted to lose my fantasy football game according to the stat lines. So I have to buck the stats to win my fantasy football game. And that just moved me a little closer. Lamar now 11.54 points. Keaton Mitchell 13.4 points. I wonder how many people in my league are mad that I've got Keaton Mitchell now. Because after last week's fantasy football points and this week's fantasy football points, because he already was a lot of trending up on a lot of fantasy football blogs. After this week, everyone's gonna be like, he's got to be an absolute flex start. You've got to pick up Keaton Mitchell and start him in your flex. You got to start Keaton Mitchell in your flex, is what everyone's gonna say this week. And Zay's got 10.2 for me now after that big catch earlier. Gamer says 205 live people, dude. I know, dude, man. It's like I said, I'm having a pretty good stream, honestly. Odell, my boy, do a little dance. Let's see. I just got mine for Odell, only 5.56. Yeah, that's honestly like the first time he showed up in the game, but maybe we'll see more of him after that, basically. But I feel I needed the points from Lamar, so I'm happy for me. I'm happy for you. Let's check across the NFL, though. Man, like I said, guys, I've said it before. I'm going to continue to say it until I finally can get a job. If my YouTube channel just straight disappears, know that I'm probably working for an NFL team as a scout, and I have to take everything offline and minimize my presence. But I would love to be a scout for an NFL team. I love the draft. It's one of my passions, and just the Ravens have always been a draft team, so it worked out well for me. And my draft team would be all pro essentially. And Tucker puts that one through the back of the end zone. And with that, we're going to see who comes out here for the Browns. And they're talking about it. They motion Aguilar so they know it's a man coverage, basically. And you can see right there with the safeties, it's a cover 2, essentially. Maybe one with a robber. No, it's a cover 1, actually, because that guy's going to the halfback. So cover 1, basically. And just Odell takes advantage of it. The safety, the Browns, has gotten run by a couple times today, to be honest with you. And Pierce with a good tackle. Not much to gain on the run play by the Browns. And we're at 12-18 as the Browns come back out here to try to keep this game close. And see, this thing you got to look, like they're talking about right now. Watson looking right, looking middle. He forces with his eyes and his body movement in the defense, and he creates that hole for Amari Cooper over the middle of the field with his vision. That is some veteran kind of stuff right there. And short pass right on the play, Moore, and Kyle Hamilton going to get the tackle on the play. And 3rd and 4 after a 4-yard gain. Browns definitely probably feel like they need to get this 3rd down conversion right now to stay in this game. Hey, thank you for the subscription, Stafford. I greatly appreciate it. I don't know why YouTube didn't notify me. It's unfortunate. Short pass right, and the Browns are going to get it. They're down at the 37-yard line, 11:20 and ticking. Yeah, usually when people subscribe, it gives me a little dancing Poe and like a notification. It's something I import from Streamlabs. But it's just not giving it to me. We'll have to get our own Poe dance. First and 10, pitch going right. Ford on the run, and good effort by Ford, pushed out of bounds by Queen on the play. We got an injury updates. Juan Thornhill questionable. Denzel Ward hasn't come out since the first half. Potentially concussion protocol. So now also Denzel Ward ruled out with a neck injury. So the number 1 corner for the Browns out. That's a huge blow to Browns fans, guys. Something to keep an eye on for the rest of the game. That might have been what the story with Odell's touchdown right there, honestly. Watson having to scramble out, continuing to that story, and he's going to probably pick up. Oh, they're going to mark him just short of the first down. So 3rd and probably 1 on the play. Hey, we got Devothi dropping back into the chat. How you been, my guy? What is good? The Ravens are him. Yes, they are. This is our year, hopefully. Knock on wood. I mean, OBJ isn't going crazy. If you include last week, he's having really good. But that touchdown, that 40-yard touchdown was dirty, son. And Roquan Smith makes a huge 3rd down stop. It's now 4th and 1 for the Browns on their side of the field. Are they going to go for it? Deshaun Watson, 8 for 22 with an interception for less than 100 yards. If you look at the stat line, that looks so bad for Watson. But again, we talked about how much of it is Watson's fault, how much of it is the receiver's fault for the Browns. And they're going to go for it on 4th down. Looks like they got it. Refs are gonna signal for a first down. So 9 minutes and ticking here. Browns are just short of the 50-yard line, looking to get onto the Ravens side of the field with this play. General philosophy for offenses when you're at about the 50-yard line with a fresh set of downs is to take a shot deep. Let's see if the Browns continue this philosophy. Strong formation showing for the Browns, but they are going to pass it. Watson going over the middle, and he's got Jordan Akins, the tight end. Zay Flowers has put on a show, bro. We were talking about earlier. There's going to be so many ESPN clips, in my opinion, from this game. You got Zay Flowers putting on the Madden juke moves. You got Kyle Hamilton's Ed Reedish pick six to start the game. Like, you know, Roquan's huge stop there. The sacks. Like, there's some good clips from this game. Steve-O, is that the Niners defense you're talking about in chat, by the way? And Hunt with the run up the middle, and he's going to get the first down. And the Browns are going to have a fresh set of downs now in the Ravens side of the field. And I've been trying to tell, Devathi, I've been trying to tell people about Keaton Mitchell. I've got my draft special up with updated PFF stats and stuff. We've been going in between. Keaton Mitchell, of course, was part of my draft special. And like we talked about, if I was a GM in the NFL and running a draft room, I would have never let Keaton Mitchell hit undrafted rookie free agent. I absolutely would have burned a 6th or 7th round pick on Keaton Mitchell all day, every day. And I basically almost have it essentially on tape at this point. And we've got a false start now on the Browns. Back them boys up. Let's go. Devathi says Chiefs or Eagles? Ooh. Chiefs. And, we got an update here. Devin Singletary with a run right. And we've got now the Texans up 20-10 on our divisional opponent, the Bengals. Bengals are making us look bad, guys. Come on, Bengals. Do something. Insert the meme. Do something. Hey, we got Zay Flicky Plays in the chat. Go Ravens. I think brand new. Same with Rule and Christopher Alston. Welcome, welcome. 1st and 15 after the false start penalty. Handoff going right on the play and absolutely nowhere. That's Roquan and Brandon Stevens commenting on the tackle. Maybe rolled over them for a gain of, 1. 2nd and 14 after the stop. Christopher Alston, 24-9. Our way or no way. I know, right? This Ravens defense, not quite death on wings like that 2000s. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that YouTube video. If you're a Ravens fan, I'm telling you, you've got to look up Death on Wings is the name of the YouTube video. It's like a montage of the Ravens defense from around the 2000s. Oh, Kyle Hamilton on the blitz, almost gets there, makes the pass short. And that's going to be gain of maybe 3 on the short pass, bringing up what I believe is going to be a 3rd and 11. And there's our boy, Mike McDonald. We just got to hope he doesn't go anywhere. There have been whispers that Mike McDonald is a favorite for head coaching positions. But if Antonio Pierce out there in Las Vegas can keep up his, hot start with the Raiders, they might make him the coach, which would, of course, eliminate one of the rumored positions for Mike McDonald as a head coach candidate next year. We don't, as Raven fans, we know we don't want him going anywhere for a while. Ruth says, Ravens or AFC North, best division of football. You know it. Watson, little quick hand or pass to the halfback, or Njoku, I'm sorry. And wow, Njoku with his second effort. I think he's going to get the first down. Wow, the Ravens had him and just unable to bring Njoku down in time. Njoku catches this ball probably at the line of scrimmage, but just able to get away from Queen, and then Roquan has to come flying in to make the tackle, and they're going to rule a first down. So 5-11, it's a 1st and 10 here in the 3rd quarter, and we've got someone shaking up on the Ravens side. That's Marlon Humphrey, a little slow to get up. Christopher Alston says, they trying to hurt our quarterback. Come on, Lamar. I absolutely, and we're on a commercial break now, I absolutely love, guys, how intense Patrick McCary was after that shot on Lamar on the right side, around before halftime. I talk about it all the time. That's the mentality someone on the offensive line, especially a good backup, has to have. I want an offensive lineman that sets the tone that if you hit my quarterback in any type of way that's dirty, it's going to be as Ray Lewis said, buckle up. It's going to be a 60-minute ball game because I'm going to make your life hell after that. And best bet, if you play dirty and you play outside of the whistles, expect me to play outside of the whistles. That's all I'm saying. I'm a Michael Oher you. You know what I'm saying? Blindside you. But not actually blindside. I don't play dirty like that. There's a difference between playing dirty and playing really fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? I've always had a mentality. Sometimes you got to bully a bully. But I absolutely love seeing McCary go not only after like every Bengal or Brown player on the sideline, but got in the ref's face like, bro, if you're not going to protect my guy, I will. And we talked about things might get out of hand. And then right after that, we saw another play where a Browns player should have been absolutely flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, while the play was active, basically. Basically they kind of wham trap blocked on Clowney, I think it was. And while he was on the ground, flexed over him, basically. Should have been an obvious taunting call. And like we talked about it, at that point, we talked about it a lot. If the refs don't do something, this is going to get out of hand really quickly. Thankfully, it looks like halftime came. Everyone calmed down a little bit. But is the Packers still winning? Let's double check. Let's get an update. Let me open up my NFL app here. I don't know why my Xbox app's open. Let's watch Marlon Humphrey's injury real quick. Oh, no, he's just running and just like kind of goes down. Looks like a calf Achilles. He looks a little frustrated, but I think he's okay. I don't know, man. Oh, Bengals are keeping it closer. Bengals now 20-16. Texans still leading, though. And real quick on that Packers. Packers are down by 1 point. Steelers only ahead by 1. 20-19. Catch right on the right side by Njoku, and you could hear him scream the F word from here. I will admit I've always kind of been a slight fan of Njoku, even as someone that does a lot of like draft and scouting. When Njoku came out of college, I kind of did like Njoku's potential. And you're seeing it there with the ball in his hands, he can kind of make something happen. Toss play going right. That's Kareem Hunt. He's got a little bit of space and going to be tackled at the 10-yard line of the Ravens. It says 1st and 10, but that's basically 1st and goal if I'm not mistaken. I know, Jay. I'm hoping to extend our lead in the AFC North a little bit here today. Man, I really feel like their offense is a little predictable, though. We called after the substitution of Ford earlier that they were going past. They did. I feel like with Hunt, it's more predictable where they're going with the run, but he did go inside there. And decent run up the middle for maybe 2 to 3 yards. Geno Stone on the tackle, and that's going to be a 2nd and 7. And again, basically 2nd and goal here for the Browns. About to check on that fantasy football here. Man, I'm gaining a good lead on Chimera, and I'm closing the predicted score, but it's just he's got so many minutes late that I'm not going to be able to tell if I'm even have a chance of winning my fantasy football game till the 4 o'clock window is halfway through. And did the Browns taking a timeout? They did. Play clock was running down. Definitely didn't want to take a fall or delay a game and back them up away from the end zone. So with 3 minutes, 3 seconds here in the third quarter, Browns burn their first timeout. Also gives the Ravens defense an extra second to really plan out this series of plays. You know, the Bengals are starting to get hot at the right time. You can't really blame them for losing to they beat the 49ers, actually. I'm sorry. Sorry, 49er fans. They're getting hot late. You know what I'm saying? So you can't take your eye off of them. We did a little bit of the GM offseason plan with I think their roster, and like I said, you can't play around with that roster. It's too good. 2nd and 7. Watson looking right, goes back over the middle, and Patrick Queen makes a tackle. That's Amari Cooper over the middle, and just short of the end zone. The Ravens need to make a defensive adjustment, like the announcer is saying. Deshaun's just stares right, clears it out, and then whenever they clear out, Amari Cooper sits down where the linebackers were and makes a quick, easy catch, basically. But I feel like you could go with a creative coverage here, and Ravens taking a timeout? They are having a little bit of personnel issues. Browns head coach Stefanski looks a little bit upset, having a word with the refs. I'm guessing that they're probably having a little bit of argument about the rules of substitution. We've seen a lot of that in the NFL recently, because if the offense makes a substitution, they have to give the defense a good amount of time to make a substitution themselves. And we've seen teams like the Ravens, the Patriots, Chiefs, these really smarter teams, well-coached teams, where they exploit this rule. And if there's a late substitution by the offense, they force them to wait, basically guaranteeing a delay of game. Really good tactic, and really just, the NFL is keeping an eye on it now that it's been used a couple times. All right, 3rd and 2, though. Heavy formation by both teams. Handoff going right. Early penetration, but doesn't get there. And Hunt able to get into the end zone. And the Browns come away with the touchdown, keeping this game close. That's going to get a Harbaugh head shake. That's a good, strong run. He didn't run over Patrick Queen. Shut up, commentator. That is the worst commentating I've ever heard by an NFL commentator in my life. If you think that's running over someone, running into the back of an offensive lineman, essentially, and carrying momentum, you're blind, homie. You're blind. Whoever the commentator is for this game is blind. And the Browns are going to go for a 2-point conversion after the touchdown. So currently 15-24, but we'll see. Browns want the play clock reset. That looks like they get it. And Stefanski's still yelling at the ref on the sideline, the side judge. And he's basically saying, we're supposed to have gone. You're taking away all of our... Basically, he's saying, hey, part of this was I was supposed to run like a sneak 2-point conversion. Because we're having problems with the game clock operator here at Baltimore. And now Harbaugh's screaming at the ref, and that ref just looks awkward. Harbaugh just made technically contact with a ref, if we're being honest. He just was hit him on the arm like, come on. And 2-point conversion looks like it's going to be a pass attempt this time. Watson, he's just going to run it in, and he's got the space. And with that, this game is one score away, guys. 17-24. We're in a 7-point game now. Hey, Rebel 2010. Mark Richardson, thanks for joining in, guys. Let me jump back here to chat. Too close for comfort, indeed, Gamerzilla. Mark Richardson says, I'm new on the block. Welcome in, Mark. I appreciate you for joining us. We're in a heck of a game right now. 17-24, clash of some of the best defenses in the league. Christopher Olsen says, Lamar needs to practice throwing too many My guy, that interception was, yes, it was ugly, but it was... I slightly think it was an ego move because it came after the dirty late hit. I think he was trying to make a point, and they weren't on the same page, and whatever. Yes, it's a bad interception, but at the same time, it's a very preventable interception. And I have absolute faith in Lamar's ability to correct that in the future, essentially. So I'm not worried about it. Rebel says, bruh, he is nice. He throws so nice. Okay, man, that's true. Yeah, like I said, bad interception, but it's so easily correctable that I'm not even worried about it. And we talked about it in a lot of these games, how every game, just Lamar's going to get more comfortable in this Todd Monken offense. He didn't see a single snap in preseason. So the first 3 games of the year, guys, was Lamar's preseason, essentially. Which, if you look at it, past those games, Lamar, I feel like, has slowly improved, and we've seen more and more out of this Todd Monken offense. You know what I'm saying? So, as Aaron Rodgers once said as a Green Bay Packer, chill, guys. Take a breath. Christopher, not downing him, bro, but just a more accurate pass. And Christopher, I'll give you that. I've always said if Lamar could clean up even those, like, case in point, that throw to Zay deep, all those little throws. If Lamar hit 1 out of 5 of even those little tiny throws here and there, where again we've seen like easy touchdowns potentially, if he hits that throw, holy crap, dude, I think no one would even compete with Lamar. I think the MVP conversation would be open, shut, and closed, basically. So I will agree with you, Austin. There's always room for improvement, and we have a saying we like on this channel. We borrowed this from a preacher. It went a little viral on Facebook. Correction made out of love is a beautiful thing. Most people, when they get correction, they don't take the critique well, even when it's done in a constructive manner, and they think that person's against them. But when it's made with nothing but pure love in the heart, trying to make them better and better their life and just everything about them better, and it has no true, like case point, I'm not playing fantasy football for money. Like Lamar, how he plays has no true impact on my life. So, but I still wish him the absolute best for all these other reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, so correction made out of love is a beautiful thing. Yeah, and I tell people, man, if you go back and watch my videos, I've been critical about Lamar's accuracy here and there, but like I've told people, guys, with Harbaugh and Roman and the previous state of the wide receiver room and injuries, there's only so much, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't make it for a fair calculation ever on Lamar. First down, Mark Andrews is wide open. And he's out of bounds on the Browns side of the field. A huge, huge gain on Mark Andrews' second catch of the day. That's, I believe, 36 yards, they said. We do have a flag, though, late at the end of the play. Mark just absolutely leaves his guy in the ground. Illegal contact on the Browns. They're going to decline that penalty. Lamar now 11 of 17 for 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 12 of 18 for 212 yards, a touchdown and an interception. That's solid numbers. You can't be too angry with that. And again, like we said, yes, the interception was bad, but it's easily preventable. I think it was related to the late bad hit, and we've got a handoff. That's going to be, I think, Keaton Mitchell, who took what was going to be a loss into a gain of 2 on the play. And that's what I want to see. I want to see some more running from the Ravens offense. We've got the lead. Just play some like 4-minute style offense, essentially. The Ravens offense has played pretty well. John Simpson, actually, PFF-wise, has not played that great, but he's holding up well enough. Lamar, 2nd and 8, having to scramble, and he's going to take a big sack on that play. The Browns had their number on that play. One of the things I think is funny, a lot of people talked last week about one of Lamar's throws where he was on one foot, like the Baltimore Ravens media had it highlighted, And I'm like, guys, that's Lamar adapting to people stepping on his feet. It was one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen out of Lamar Jackson's footwork. And we've talked about it when we analyze Lamar Jackson's footwork in the off seasons and his accuracy issues. We talk about is that he's just got such an elite level arm. He can be that far off balance, off center, and still be able to just flick his arm and flick the ball. But with that comes a little bit about a 20% decrease in consistency of accuracy. And that's when we're talking about like that elite level, that's what we always are like the fine details. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I broke down in one video, I don't know if I ever posted it, where a little bit better of ball placement in one of the games from last season could have resulted in almost 100 yards more of offense. Because instead of having to kill momentum on a crossing route and then try to regenerate it, you know, going from 20 miles an hour to 10 to try to ramp back up, you know, it could have been a seamless. And at the point of catch, we were able to measure distance using NFL's different camera angles to show how, you know, even when they made the catch, there was sometimes like 7 yards of separation. So it's easy to calculate the potential gain missed, essentially. And that's one of those ones where I would love to be doing more scouting and be able to devote more time to the channel and have people that could help me edit these videos better, because I love doing this stuff. But when I do my film breakdown, guys, I'll be honest, one film breakdown just analyzing like potentially like to analyze the pass protection for a game, you can't just watch the offensive line. You also have to watch the secondary and the coverage of the wide receivers and corners, because is a coverage sack, is, you know, there's a lot of different plays. So even when I'm just analyzing, case in point, the pass protection of the line, even though I can condense the film down to, I believe, like 56 minutes, 54 minutes, somewhere around there, it takes me approximately 4 to 6 hours of watching it, replaying it, pulling it up on my secondary camera angle, watching it, replaying it, making notes, watching it, replaying it. Okay, who is the matchup on that right tackle play? Making sure I memorize all the numbers on the opposite side. Because, you know, if you got Myles Garrett matched up against someone on a play versus someone who's a PFF ranked number 90 guy kind of deal, you obviously have to take those things into account. You know, and of course, like we talked about the previous matchup of the Browns, we saw Patrick Ricard basically shadowing Myles Garrett on pass plays and becoming a secondary inline blocker because he's like 300 pounds. And it's how we effectively negated Myles Garrett in the pass rush in the first matchup of the Browns. So, of course, on film, if I don't see something like that, and if I don't see tight ends chipping the number one pass rusher, I can assume now and divert some blame to the coaching staff and the game plan. And that's the stuff, again, like I said, it takes hours and hours of watching film. And my computer now, guys, can't even handle video editing. But let's get back to the game. 3rd and 17. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Trips right formation for the Browns. They're playing so deep. And Jackson sacked again on the play. That's Myles Garrett on the right side, matched up against Patrick McCary, who's actually been a better pass blocker than Morgan Moses, who, of course, is missing today's game. I think it's his 3rd missed game in a row now. And Myles Garrett is just an absolute monster. I hope we can get a replay. I want to watch. All right, I'm sorry I missed some of the chats there, guys. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. We're headed into the 4th quarter officially. And it's a 7-point ball game. Da 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 da. Let the boys make noise. I'm sorry. That song has always been stuck in my head since I played MLB The Show. I forgot which year it was where they had that show or that song on the game. I played that game a lot. I think it was the first year they brought MLB The Show to Xbox, actually. And I enjoyed playing it so much, to be honest with you. All right, let's go back to my chat here, guys, though. My apologies. I got a little bit away from it. I got started on my Lamar rant and like breaking down film, and definitely those last 2 plays didn't look good pass protection ways. Definitely could have protected him by maybe running the ball a little bit better. No excuses. This is the NFL. Yeah, James McBray joining us in chat to come here defend my boy Lamar. Gamer Sellers, we need more pressures on the side, which might lead to less sacks. Exactly. The Browns are one of the best. Even though the Ravens lead in sacks, and the Browns coming into this game were 6th, I believe, in the NFL in sacks according to our pregame stats. The Browns have a quarterback pressure rate this season, according to PFF, of 43.5%. That ranks 2nd in the NFL. That means, guys, basically, on almost 50% of all pass snaps that the Browns defense plays against, they are able to create a pressure on the opposing quarterback, which is nuts, which is why the Browns were supposedly chasing after Chase Young of the Commanders so hard. Can you imagine how terrifying that Browns pass rush would have been with Chase Young or Montez Sweat on one side, basically? And then Myles Garrett on the other, like terrifying. '49ers are now up 34-3 on the Jags, according to Jean Leger. Congrats, John. Looks like y'all are heading for an easy win. Well, we're slugging it out here in Baltimore. And agreed, it's like he'd rather run instead of passing to them. This game's going to the wire. We got Norman Paul dropping in. He's a Cleveland Browns. Welcome, my guy. Myles Garrett put on a show. They gave him the chain. Myles Garrett over there wearing the chain on the sideline. It's one of those ones you got to give respect to Myles Garrett. Even though I'm a Ravens fan and he's a game wrecker for us, oh, my punt! Baltimore gets it! Let's go, Devin Duvernay return. Ball on Cleveland's 10 after the punt. Duvernay and the ref signal Baltimore ball. Come on, M&T Bank. Get loud, man. They sound so quiet, bro. I'm telling you, that's James Prochet, the former Raven, muffing the punt. Oh, my God. That's heartbreaking. Duvernay and Prochet are like best buddies. They were drafted in the same round, or same draft. Like, oh, that's a heartbreaker. Almost able to get it, but Duvernay scoops it. And another Raven comes in to secure the pile. Good coaching. Oh, my God. Gus Edwards with a good cut and only gains a yard on the play. And we're counting down the 4th quarter here. And that's a gut punch for Browns fans, the dog pound. An absolute great defensive stand by the Browns edge rushers. And then a special teams blooper. Duvernay able to get up in his face. Prochet takes his eyes off the football for a second. And, hey, Christopher Alston, Roquan kind of that guy, homie. And I'm telling you, if PQ doesn't stick around next year, quoth the Raven. You can quote me here. Lamar with a jump pass and almost finds Mark Andrews. Quoth the Raven. I'll say it here first. We took a guy this year, who was our 2nd pick this year. Can anyone tell me who our 2nd pick in this year's draft was? We didn't have a 2nd round, so he was a 3rd round pick. His name is Trenton Simpson, linebacker out of Clemson. I'm telling you, let this man grow for a year in the NFL. Let him develop. If PQ leaves us in the offseason, which is just the sad reality, he's probably going to get paid somewhere in the NFL. Watch for Trenton Simpson next year. Quoth the Raven. You heard it here. Lamar Jackson rolling out right. Oh, he's going to just throw this ball away. And that's going to bring a 4th and 9. And do we have a flag? We do have a flag. Back at the goal line. It's going to be a holding call on the defense. Odell looks like it was coming on whoever covered him. Hey, Brandon Maddox, thank you for the subscription. Man, again, this ref looks like he's tired of calling against the Browns. Let's see if we get the replay. Newsome pleading his case with the ref. We're going to get the replay. This is the corner. Newsome again. I mean, that's... I don't see holding, but I see illegal contact. I'll be honest. Like I said, I don't see a holding call, but I saw at least 2 illegal contacts. The second one a little late, but the first one very early. Definitely an illegal contact. And that's going to be Justice Hill off the left, and he's in! Flipping the ball as he goes in. And we've got a flag, though. Let's see what the flag is. Oh. They're going to call this holding against the offense and bring the touchdown back. Holding on Tyler Linderbaum. You don't see that often. Our Pro Bowl center, in my opinion. Let's watch the replay. Let's watch. He goes to the next level. Yep, got him. Yeah, his arms are wrapped around on the back of it. Yeah, that is obviously a hold. That is actually a great call by the refs against the Ravens. A little unfortunate. Linderbaum was bringing his hands to his chest, but it kind of got around him and then just, kept going basically. Unfortunate, but, good call technically by the refs. And do we have a timeout? What's going on? Mark Andrews in the backfield. They're huddling up now. A 1st and goal after the holding call. Harbaugh screaming something here at the ref. Play action. Lamar's going to keep it, and Lamar actually able to make a yard out of it, but not much. 2nd and goal now. 13:35 and ticking here at M&T Bank Stadium in a 1-score game. Lamar with a good spin move to get away from one guy, but... And that's what I'm saying. Odell does a good job of drawing flags. We talked about that a little bit earlier, and that everyone's pointing at each other. One side wants a false start. One side wants an encroachment. I think we're actually going to get an encroachment call. Nope. False start against the offense, actually. So back us up more away from the goal on a 2nd and goal. Odell, I've told Ravens fans this. Here's my opinion about Odell. I don't care how many yards Odell has in the regular season. I don't care how many catches Odell has in the regular season. As long as we get to the playoffs and Odell turns to a playoff Odell. If Odell can give me 3 touchdowns in the playoffs minimum, I don't care. Odell has paid off on the 1-year void contract deal. I'm going to tell you that. And Harbaugh is just losing his mind right now. He is actually on the field screaming at the ref. And the boo birds are out in Baltimore for the refs because the play clock is having to get reset again. And Baltimore has tried to run quick plays here and both times had to just stop. The play clock guy is going to get fired after this game. 2nd and goal. Lamar going to keep it up the middle. Little scary, but able to get back to the 10-yard line. So brings up a 3rd and goal now from the 10-yard line. So that's a pretty manageable. Logan says, I left for 20 minutes and this happens. WTF. Frank Weiglin, subscribe. Like your play-by-play. Just seen in a while. Just saying. Best. Man, Frank, dude, that means a lot to me, my guy. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry it didn't do a dancing Poe and alert me. YouTube and Streamlabs are sometimes a little weird about that. But thank you for joining in, and I appreciate you for coming today. 3rd and goal here. Empty backfield after Keaton Mitchell moves out wide with Odell Beckham. Lamar looking there, scrambling to the right. He's going to juke and throw. We've got a flag, and that's an interception, but we've got a flag on the play, and Keaton Mitchell's also saying flag. And we've got an injured Raven on top of it all. And this looks like it's going to be against the Browns to negate the interception. But like I said, we've got an injury. No. That's Ronnie Stanley's down for the Ravens, guys. And he is looks like an obvious pain right now, rocking back and forth. And Myles Garrett's taking a knee. And this is a holding call against the defense, automatic first down. But Baltimore might have just lost their left tackle, already down Morgan Moses, their starting right tackle today. Let's watch and that's absolutely a great call by the refs. Defensive holding on Owosu, matched up on Keaton Mitchell, who just absolutely was about to break Owosu's ankles on a little just jerk route. And Ronnie Stanley, the medical staff's coming out for Stanley now. And we're getting ready to probably head to a commercial break with the Stanley injury. That's a heartbreaker for the Ravens right now. TT Violet says, let's just go for the 3 points. Man, I know. I mean, after the penalty, we have the automatic first down. So I want to come away with points, especially with a Ronnie Stanley injury. We need to come away with a touchdown, especially if the Stanley injury is significant. We're going to have to adjust to more running, especially because at that point, Daniel Falele will probably come out at right tackle. Patrick McCary will probably shift to left tackle from right tackle. And the Baltimore Ravens then need to control the game clock, play incredible D, prevent a touchdown, and run this game out to get out of M&T with an easy, good win. But stick around because we've still got a lot of time here in the fourth quarter, guys, and it's not going to be as easy as I just made it sound. And I think anyone from the AFC North will know that, basically. This is a classic AFC North slobber knocker, like we talked about pregame. And again, thank you everyone so far who's joining us today for this stream, guys. I truly appreciate it. Y'all make it worth it every single week. And we're slowly pushing towards our first monetization goal for the stream, which will allow me to potentially buy better camera, rebuy my mic boon, which got ruined because I spilled my M&T Bank cup on it, and maybe even potentially hire a stream manager to help me do video editing and post more content. And every single one of y'all that are here with me today are, who knows, man? If I get hired by an NFL scout, I got to come back and personally thank every single one of y'all one day. I don't know how I do it, but I'll figure it out. And, maybe if we can ever grow this channel, like I said, I owe it all to y'all. Be part of something before the something. You can be one of those people like, you know what? I was in that guy's channel before he ever even got monetized, before he ever even made it. And then you'd be like, yeah, guy. I knew him on YouTube before he got his NFL broadcasting job and replaced these horrible broadcasters in the booth. I would love to add commentary to an NFL game. I actually emailed a long time ago. For those that don't know, I used to know Ron Hill, the former vice president of NFL operations, and I emailed NFL media requesting potential 1-year temporary rights to show certain content because I talked about how people hated the commentary of that certain broadcast and they needed to change it. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Bernardo. Hold up real quick. Gus Edwards up the middle and going to be down at the 2-yard line, it looks like. 2nd and goal with 12 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. But I emailed the NFL saying, hey, people hate your commentators. Have you ever thought about maybe going to some of these Twitch and YouTube personalities that are NFL fans and seeing maybe if you can do alternative content? The next year, Eli and Peyton got their show. I then wrote another email to YouTube saying, hey, you need to try to do this with Tom Grossi and guys like Tom Grossi of the Patcast. And from my understanding, Tom Grossi actually has had some talks. And 2nd and goal, and Gus Edwards is in! And Baltimore is going to extend this to a 2-score lead. Gus the Bus Edwards, my man. Ravens fans making a little bit of noise. I wonder if we're going to go for 2 points here. I would think about it going for 2, to be honest with you. I would really think about it. currently 30-17. They're bringing Justin Tucker out to make it a 31-17. I guess, yeah, there's no real point going for 2. And with that, I wish it was 301. Some Madden scores. We've got a score now, 31-17, Baltimore. And hopefully, guys, we're heading to the commercial break here in the game. Hopefully, we'll get an update here on the Ronnie Stanley injury. As soon as I hear it, guys, I promise I'll let y'all know. Some of y'all might get an update probably on your phones before it. But now Baltimore just needs to play really good D, like we talked about. They got the points like we wanted. Baltimore needs to prevent a touchdown and control this game. They need to let Gus and Keaton do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Keaton's dad's here. Let him ball out for his dad. You know what I'm saying? TTV Lit says the 49ers are smoking the Jaguars. I'm glad to see that. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars coming up on our schedule soon, and I'd rather have a beat-up Jacksonville than a hot Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? The Ravens, so we talked about it in the last stream a lot, guys. Previous to the Seattle game, 6 of Baltimore's last 9 home games are at home. However, out of those 6 out of the 9 games, 7 out of the 9 are against winning teams, essentially. FTN had Baltimore ranked as the 2nd hardest remaining schedule in the NFL, despite having an overwhelming home game advantage for the rest of the season and a late Week 13 bye, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, Pavel, for the subscription, my guy. Pavel. Pavel Schmil. I cannot. Alexander. So Baltimore, while having a lot of home games coming up, we've got some hard games coming up. So we need to absolutely extend our lead in the AFC North as much as we can to the best of our extent. Frank says, love the players' pictures. The last comment. Glad to see you this Thursday. Peace out, my guy. Thank you for dropping in. I really appreciate you. Yeah, and Azo said we've already been beating winning teams. Ain't nothing new for us. It ain't like the Miami Dolphins, who are 3-0 against losing teams, but 0-3 against winning teams or something like that. So that's the storyline of Miami's season so far: is can the Miami Dolphins win against better teams, especially when it counts? And their track record's not showing too well in that category. Logan says, we got to face the 49ers on Christmas Day. I'm scared. Dude, I want to go to that game so bad. I live in Florida, so me going out to the San Francisco area would be super hard. But those that don't know, my real name is Levi. So the game is being played at Levi Stadium. So how awesome would it be to go live at Levi Stadium, live with Levi at Levi Stadium, basically, for 49ers versus Ravens at my stadium, basically. So I like to joke with a lot of my 49er content creator friends that, we're going to go and own them because it's my stadium. And that's what I want for my Christmas gift. I want to win in my stadium. Yeah, our run game, here and there, big gap plays or game altering plays is what Russell Wilson used to call them. But consistently, the run game has not been able to get going yet. Let's see here. 1st and 10, Deshaun Watson. Stacked formations, keep an eye on it for a short pass. Oh, we got another subscription, Tyrone Trice. Hey, we got a sack. That's Matabike and Jones. Matabike continuing his breakout season, trying to get that Hargreaves money is what he's trying to get. But actually, Matabike has talked a little bit how he'd love to stay in Baltimore, and Baltimore knows we'd love to keep him in Baltimore. Absolutely just manhandles Bitonio, the left guard there of the Browns. Quick play by the Browns, and that's a huge open receiver in the middle of the field. And the Browns make up all those yards almost at the 50-yard line after a huge play. Logan says, it's my 49er social studies team, and he is brutal when it comes to football. I bet, my guy. Most of my football friends are all 49er friends. I have no Raven friends, sadly. My only few Raven friends are, they got other things going on in life. It's a little sad. Christopher Allison says the Ravens should always open the hole for Lamar and his wide receiver. I mean, his running back. I agree, man. But all right, let's buckle down, guys, on defense here. 2nd and 7, short pass on the right side. Roquan actually misses a tackle, and that's, oh my God, David Njoku just carrying the Baltimore secondary players, and he just carried them like 10 yards, guys. And that's why we talked about it a little earlier in this game. I've always been a little bit of a fan of Njoku, to be honest with you. 5-yard catch, and he literally, he pushed Geno Stone for 10 to 15 more yards on the play. Deshaun Watson on a 1st and 10. He's going deep right, and that's oh no, and we've got a flag, and that's probably going to be pass interference. Roquan Smith probably wants an uncatchable ball, but we'll see. And this is definitely against the Ravens, guys. Yep, pass interference. That's going to be an automatic 1st down, putting, I believe, them at 1st and goal. Azo, I know, man. I went incognito for a while. We all struggle with a little bit of things here and there, right? Life's always hard for some of us. And, I've done 2 cross-country moves from South Carolina to Colorado, then Colorado to Florida in like a 5-year span, maybe. It definitely has been a little rough. And that's Travis Jones, the University of Connecticut man, down for the Ravens. He's been sitting there, and they're taking a look at him. Behringer says the Cleveland Leprechaun midfield has been nothing but bad luck. I know, right? Like I said, sometimes I feel bad for Browns fans because I feel like everything you gave up for Watson, you could have gotten a semi-decent young rookie quarterback that would have came back sooner and played just as well as Watson has, in my opinion. So you could have given him the time to develop. And again, the amount of draft assets you gave up for Watson, you could have probably drafted a quarterback in back-to-back years, potentially, and just let them develop and play it out competition style-wise. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. 1st and goal, pass going to Njoku on the left side, and Kyle Hamilton, a great tackle, brings Njoku down for a tackle for a loss. Not something you see much from Njoku, tackled at his catch point or less. I know I think this is not, it's not like an absolute we got to win game, but I think it's a we got to win game because, again, like we talked about, Baltimore, even though we have a lot of home games, it's a hard remaining schedule. And if Ronnie Stanley has a serious injury, it's just going to test the depth of our O-line. And at that point, we really would struggle with one more injury on the O-line. 2nd and goal, Watson able to escape pressure. And that looked like the ball was past the line of scrimmage. They're going to rule it a touchdown, but we're going to have to see the replay. Harbaugh might challenge it. I got to see that replay. Did he keep a toe behind the line? That's illegal. Hands to the face on the offensive line of the Browns. Not called right there. I guess his foot's behind the line of scrimmage, and that's the correct call. And Deshaun Watson right now, honestly, scrambling-wise, has been killing the Ravens with just smart scrambling. And the PAT up and good. And again, we're back to a 1-score game here, 24-31 in favor of the Ravens. Yeah, I don't think anyone expected this high score of a game against 2 of the best defenses in the NFL this year. Absolutely nuts. I really wish we could have seen a better replay of that, but the announcers seem like Watson was behind the line of scrimmage, and they've got better and more angles than me, so I'm going to trust in them. But it looked like one of the Browns' right tackle might have got away with an illegal hands to the face against Jadeveon or someone on that right side on the play. But, there's tons of announcers that'll tell you guys there is a foul or a penalty on every single play. It's just, how much you're going to call each day. Watson, despite the stat line, able to keep the Browns in this game right now. Yep, and like Gamer said, we've got a lot of tough games coming up. Norman, yep, touchdown Browns. The Browns are taking it to the hole. Oh, wait. Sorry, guys. Had to make that joke. I'm not going to say the Browns are going to the Super Bowl. That's everyone knows that means you're not actually going to the bathroom. You're lying about going to the bathroom. Because the Browns will never get to the Super Bowl. Doo-doo. Sorry, Brown fans. And with 8:57, guys, Lamar's coming back out here with the Ravens offense. I'm trying to see, and I saw Daniel Falele's number out there. I believe number 77. Looked like he was jogging to the left side of the formation. So is Daniel Falele going to play left tackle and McCary is going to stay at right? That's definitely, guys, going to be something to keep an eye on. You know they're going to line Myles Garrett up over Daniel Falele every snap. If the Ravens do not counter that, it's going to cause issues. But let's get an eye here. We're about to get a look at it. I'm waiting for the snap here. Yep, Daniel Falele is lined up at left tackle. That's going to be a run up the middle. Only a gain of maybe 2 on the play by Gus Edwards. And yes, officially, guys, Daniel Falele is in at left tackle for the Ravens. So the Ravens do not want to be in any passing situations here in 3rd and long. Or it might get a little scary. I'm just going to be honest. That terrifies me. I love Daniel Falele's potential as a right tackle replacement for Morgan Moses in the future. But I don't think he's going to be our left tackle of the future. And Myles Garrett, oh my God, ball's tipped in the air. It's picked. Newsome, and he's got the pick 6. Oh my God. And a pick 6 by Newsome the second. And just like that, we've got a tie ball game, guys. Oh my God. I hear someone in the stands doing the dog bark. Hoo, hoo, hoo. God. Oh. And that's Patrick McCary just getting absolutely abused on the right side of the line. And Myles Garrett almost got there on the left side of the line for a strip sack. Just the backup tackles for the Ravens not able to hold up against Myles Garrett. Oh, the PAT missed! Oh my God! What a game! It's still 31-30 Ravens. After the missed PAT, after a pick 6. What is this? Is this even life? Oh my God. As Pavel said, the dread in my eyes as that pick 6 happened. Like, oh my God. Patrick McCary on his knees as he's getting bull rushed into Lamar. Able to be that's the reason why the edge rusher on the right side was able to tip the ball on the pick 6 play. Patrick, a pretty good pass protector, but not on that play. Oh my God, dude. Guys, like I said, is this even life? Are we in an algorithm? Are we in a simulation? How much is this fixed? Is this part of the script? Somebody please tell me. My heart can't take this much longer. And with that, Hopkins getting ready to kick this ball away to Duvernay. They have been doing a lot of touchbacks. We'll see if we get another one here. I am losing my mind right now, guys. What a game this is right now. And with that, the ball is away. It's going to be a touchback. Oh my God. Why am I always a part of these games? You can almost always bet if I'm calling a game, it's going to go bad, or it'd be a tight game. Oh my God, that ball just misses on the PAT. Oh my God. And we've got update, guys, across the NFL. Texans Bengals locked in a close one as well. They're down to the final minute 30, 27 all. Saints Vikings 19-27. Packers Steelers 19-23. Steelers in the lead there. A lot of good games across the NFL right now. Like, what is going on? We've got future Lambo and Trigga joining us in the chat. Ravens, what's up, my boy Trigga? Welcome in, y'all. 2nd and 8 after the Gus Edwards run up the middle. And this is... God, Lamar, if we didn't have those interceptions, and we talked about it, our pregame notes right here, no bad turnovers. There's 2 bad turnovers. Lamar got Bateman over the middle and looks like an incomplete pass. Going to bring up a 3rd and 8 now. Baltimore cannot afford to go 3 and out right now. I'm not even going to get involved in that chat, guys. Future and who was, Future. 3rd and 8. Trips left for the Ravens. Keep an eye on it. Mark Andrews, the sole guy on the right side of the formation. Might be they're looking for a matchup there. He's going to help chip block. Lamar got a man. That's Zay. And that's a 1st down for the Ravens, just short of the 40-yard line. Let's go. And with that, Zay Flowers ties the rookie record for receptions, previously held by Torrey Smith, actually, of 50 receptions. So big congrats to my boy Zay Flowers, making a little bit of rookie history on the Ravens roster. I'd say that's worthy of a Zay gif. Let me break out that Zay. I want to see a touchdown, Zay. Extend that lead. Hard count by Lamar. Oh my God, the line just got bull rushed. Lamar has to scramble out and misses Aguilar on the right side, just a little high. Guys, I don't have the replay on that, but it looked like our line got dominated. Let's watch this replay. Patrick McCary absolutely gets bull rushed, gets bowled over, falls back on his back, and just Lamar having to run for his life right now. And Zay Flowers now 5 catches, breaking 74 yards on the day so far. Zay having a strong day to continue his rookie campaign. We got Zay starting in my fantasy league today. 2nd and 10, split back formation for the Ravens. It's going to be a quarterback keeper and nowhere on the play. Lamar a little frustrated. And Zadarius Smith with a tackle, and he's not letting go of Lamar's ankles, bro. He's laughing, too, as he's taking his time to get up. Ref helps him. He's getting up a little gimpy. I know, Azo. This game's going nuts. The Ravens need body communication. I know. We need some Dancing Poe energy, I feel like, also in the chat. We go get some Dancing Poe energy going on. Fire up. M&T Bank Stadium been a little too quiet when the Ravens are on defense. They're supposed to be... Oh, the play clock's about to expire. Play clock expired. Lamar's trying to tell them that didn't reset the play clock. Harbaugh's screaming at the ref. There's a flag now. Let's see. Lamar is screaming at the ref right now as he's trying to make the call. Ref's saying, dude, I got to make the call. They're going to call it delay a game, and Harbaugh is again just losing it right now. So Lamar assumed because Zadarius had to get helped up by a ref on the play that they would reset the play clock because Zadarius was just laying there down on the field and he's still in. He didn't go off the field. That's just, the refs have got to do something here. This is unexcusable. 3rd and 14 after the delay game penalty now. Lamar having to run and he's down short of the 1st down. And I know Harbaugh is going to have a lot of complaints to the NFLPA and the Refs Association after this game because, again, that is clearly the rules, what the rules state is supposed to happen, and the refs aren't doing it. Let's see here. I know, it's tough. We've got Jordan Stout. Punt team's coming out. Yeah, this is a divisional game. We need to win it. Joe said, I predicted Ravens lay down the second half. Oh, come on, Joe. And I know what the heck is with this game so far. Big punt by Jordan Stout, and it's going to go through the back of the end zone. Unfortunate. So Browns will get that ball back at the 25 to start this offense. Let's go check these scores as some of these games should be going final if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Bengals Texans still tied 27-27 with 5 seconds left. That game might be headed to overtime. Packers Steelers goes final 23 Steelers, Packers 19. Steelers are win today. And it looks like the Saints are going to lose to the Vikings today. Josh Dobbs getting his second win with the Minnesota Vikings. Kyle Van Noy wants a false start, and he's going to get it against the right tackle of the Browns. Back them on up. Start their drive. Let's go. Jason says, also remember, there's big O-linemen out. So, yeah, of course, these refs still screwing us. I know, man. It's rough. It's like I said, the taunting call earlier that wasn't called. A lot of the calls by the refs have been good. There was one bad call in the Ravens' favor earlier, I believe in the first quarter that I called out. TTV Lit says, we lost. Oh, my God. And Njoku with another catch, and Kyle Hamilton able to grab him by the ankle and make a tackle. And with under 5 minutes now, 4:40 ticking, the Browns are looking to they just have to get in field goal range. Oh, and the Texans kick a field goal. Houston beats the Cincinnati Bengals in the final seconds of the game. Houston 30, Bengals 27. So the Ravens need to hold their end up and come away with a win here. The Texans did their job for us. And on a 2nd and 4 run, that's only a gain of 2, bringing up a 3rd and 2 here for the Browns. Ravens need a big stop here. Joe Douglas says, from Baltimore Ravens, been lucky plus losing some games. Yep. TTV says, I'm shaking right now. Please, Ravens. I know, at least you'll have something good to say if we can at least win. Let's go here. 3rd and 2. Heavy set by the Browns. Fake snap tight end. They're going to pass it. It's the halfback, and he's got the first down. Just barely, but he's driven out of bounds by Patrick Queen, and a good sequence of plays by the Browns. That was well practiced, in my opinion. And clock is still rolling with 3 minutes and 20 seconds here in the 4th quarter in a 1-point game. Browns get a new set of downs. And of course, in the second half, Watson is now 13 of 13 for 117 yards and a touchdowns. Watson having a perfect second half so far for the Browns. A tale of two different quarterbacks for the Browns right now. What has happened? Owe, get in there. That's a strip sack. Ball's out. But the Browns able to recover it. Owe coming up clutch on the left tackle of the Browns. 2nd down. And what kills me, guys, right now, as a Ravens fan, is how, even as the Ravens are starting, getting their chant going, how it's still not loud in M&T. Come on, flock. Make some noise for your defense right now. This is still minimal crowd noise. Deshaun Watson with a good pocket, finds a man over the middle. That's Amari Cooper. A huge gain, but it's going to be about 17 yards, so about 2 yards short of the first down. Browns now in another 3rd and 2. Ball is on the 35, and we're going to get the 37. And we're going to get down to the 2-minute warning. Both teams now with 2 timeouts left at the 2-minute warning. It's going to come down basically, guys, to if the Browns can get into field goal range. This is a nail biter right now. Like, yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. You got to keep your foot on the gas, basically. Matt Price joined us, I think, the first time in chat, says, Ravens to the Super Bowl, huh? Y'all better focus on the playoffs first. The Steelers won. The Texans are in overtime, y'all. Number one. Yep, the Texans won 30-27. Y'all number one power ranking, struggling on a team underachieving. Like I said, the Browns have had one of the better constructed rosters in the NFL for years. Of course, just they didn't have a quarterback. Deshaun Watson, even though in the first half his numbers didn't look good, for those that have been watching the game and we were talking about it, he was constantly telling the receivers other than Amari Cooper, like what's his name, Elijah Moore, that they were in the wrong position. And it seems like we've seen some of those corrections, and is going more to Njoku and Cooper and focusing on them. And the Browns offense is looking great right now in the second half, so no discredit to either team on that. We're not that bad, man. They're playing pretty good right now. And also, I think the Ravens do need to get, I will admit one critique. Usually the Ravens have had a good interior pass rush with Madubuike. Now the tackles are both, the second string and the first string tackles are out for the Browns. So they're playing with like third string tackles essentially. So they've done a good job of protecting the outside, but we have not seen any pass rush really consistently on the inside. And we've watched Deshaun Watson actually step up in the middle and make some runs. So the Ravens need to get a little better on the interior side. Maybe we do see Ndamukong Suh come in, you know what I'm saying? For the Ravens, there have been those conversations. If he can just generate a little pressure from the interior or D-line opposite of Madubuike, I think it would go loads for the Ravens, basically. And, of course, I think that would be a game changer in this game in itself. But we'll see. We'll see, right, guys? Joe Douglas says, we in Baltimore think someone is held hostage so the Ravens lose. Come on, guys. Go save the hostage. We can't be doing this right now. And like I said, from what I've seen, I've always been a little critical of Watson these past few years. I loved him in Houston. And what I saw in the first half, it seemed like a lot of the bad throws weren't Watson's fault. It seems like, Ravens look like they're bringing pressure. Browns rush it, and they're going to get it. Oh, no. Ball's at a 45 now with a fresh set of downs. 150 and ticking now in the game. And the Browns probably have approximately 20 yards to gain to the field goal line with about 1:30 now on the clock. We got Annabelle joining us first time in chat. And Deshaun having to step up. He's going to run up the middle. He's at the field goal line. And, oh my God, he's at the Ravens 40 now. And inbounds. So clock's going to keep running, but... And he's slow to get up now, but they're already in field goal range, so... I feel like we've seen a lot of players just getting up slowly to burn clock on both sides. Pump fake. He gets Kyle Van Noy. Kyle Van Noy trips up Madubuike, and he just takes up the left side again and again. Deshaun Watson is killing us in scrambling, because even when he's not scrambling, he's creating secondary opportunities by getting out of the pocket, going up the pocket, and it's killing us. And I don't care if Watson's even injured. They're in field goal range with 1:24, and due to the injury, they basically just used a timeout, so it stopped the clock with 1:24 now. The Browns only need to run the ball and try to kick a field goal, essentially, and they can win this game. Ravens have to find a way to back them up about 5 yards now to push them out of their max field goal range. This is no easy task. And with a fresh set of downs and still a timeout, they're basically going to reserve this timeout for the field goal team. So Ravens have 2 timeouts they could potentially burn on the defensive side to make sure they don't get lined up in bad situations. I expect a pass here, but he does hand it off on a draw play, and Ford with a really good run. And he's still pushing. They're letting the pile push, and they let that pile push for a solid 10 seconds, and they're going to give the Browns another first down now. Definitely in field goal range now. And, yep, Clowney just going too hard, turns his back, ignores the run play basically, and oh my God, that's a heartbreaker. Ravens need to make something happen now. They either need a little bit of luck with some like a holding penalty to back the Browns up 10 yards, or they need to be trying to yank this ball out right now. Like 1:13 officially here on the clock. Ravens used a timeout to stop the clock. Browns now have a new set of first downs. Like, ball at the Ravens 28. It looks like 27. Handoff going right. That's Kareem Hunt, and going to be stopped for maybe a gain of 1 on the play. 107. And I believe the Ravens are going to use their final timeout. They do. Oh my God, guys. This is getting nuts. And thank you all for jumping in and joining us in chat. I need some thoughts and prayers for either a turnover or a missed field goal right now. Like, oh my God, I need all my chat to channel this energy. Like, come on, Ravens. Come on, man. Dustin Hopkins, 10 straight field goals to tie or win a game right now. Made. God, come on. I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't seen any turnovers. 2nd and 9. 107. Strong formation by both teams. Handoff going right. Kareem Hunt, and that's going to be a gain of maybe 4 on the play. Just burning clock as the third down. Oh, excuse me. Oh my God. Y'all about to see a heartbroken Raven potentially. Like, I know. I need y'all to keep just like turnover. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe y'all will bring it into fruition. It's what I keep hoping for. Ball on the 21-yard line of the Ravens. And I expect the Browns just to line the ball up here, and they are going to. Watson just getting to the middle of the field and taking a knee, basically. And with that, the Browns are probably going to let this clock run down to the last few seconds, take their timeout. And with 3 seconds, there's the official timeout by the Browns. And here comes the kicker for the Browns, Dustin Hopkins, to try to win the game for the Browns. Deshaun Watson celebrating with his boy, P.J. Walker Jr. It's not down to a fumble or turnover anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We need a missed or blocked field goal here. That is our only hope with them not coming away. I'm getting rid of the game cast. I'm not going to let spoil it here. Block that kick. 41-yard attempt here. Getting on my feet for it. Come on, Raven fans. The loudest I've heard you all day. I need you louder, Raven fans. Hopkins' kick is up. It's good. Wait, there's a flag. What's the flag? What's the flag? Walker Jr. is on the field with his helmet off. They're celebrating. There is no foul on the play for illegal leverage. Game is over. It is official, guys. Browns 33, Ravens 31. Oh my God. And I just, all right. Let's start with this. Let me start with one thing. Congratulations, Cleveland Brown fans. It was a hard-fought game. Deshaun Watson played out of his mind in the second half. Both teams played hard and fought well. I think my Ravens could have won the game today, but the Browns played an excellent game after halftime, and all credit to the coaching staff of the Browns for halftime adjustments and everything that they did. With that being said, let's get at the Ravens a little bit here. Before I really break this down, I've got to pull stats up because I think there's going to be some important stats to look at a little bit here. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. What did the Ravens mess up on? What could they do better? God, dude, that was a heartbreaker. Like, oh my God. And again, thank you everyone for coming in and joining us today for the stream. So far, I would love if every one of y'all could just at least hit that like button before you leave today. It would help me with every little YouTube algorithm. You know how it is. It's not like a like button just sends you notifications, you know. But I think this game got away from the Ravens. I think they had multiple times to try to take advantage of the run game, and I don't think they really tried enough to do it. So let's look at the numbers. Gus Edwards, 11 carries for 24 yards, 2.2 yards a carry. Keaton Mitchell, 3 carries, 34 yards, 11.3 yards a carry. Justice Hill, 2 carries, 7 yards, 3.5 yards a carry. Taking away Lamar Jackson's runs, we ran the ball only, 16 times in this game, with one running back averaging 11.3 yards per carry. The numbers say run the ball more, especially when you take an early 14-point, 7-point lead. I am just constantly frustrated by I feel like sometimes a little bit lack of attentiveness of the run game. And I just feel like we need to figure out another depth to our running game conceptually, to add more depth. And maybe Monken's just holding this stuff in the playbook, waiting for these deep divisional and playoff games. Maybe, we're out of the loop because we're not in the, in the castle. None of us know what's truly happened behind the scenes. Now I will admit some of those plays had me a little heated, like the refs not calling some stuff, and it was a little hard to deal with. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for everything you do and don't do on that field, and I think the Ravens left a few plays out there on the field. Let me check one other thing here, stat-wise, for the Browns side of the ball. I think Amari Cooper had himself a good game. And like his Hot Rod in there saying, never abandon the run, man. You got to stick to it. Especially when you do have one running back that's averaging, if any running back is averaging 4 yards or higher per carry, you stick with the run game. If they can average 4 yards per carry, you are getting a first down every 3 run plays, essentially. And it breaks my heart when I see people like this. They get away from the run game, and we faced Seattle Seahawks at the time were the number 1 ranked run defense when we went into that game. We ran the ball effectively even against them. And that was after they had just made a move, at the trade deadline. So it is incredibly frustrating as someone, as an avid fan of the run game, to just not Hey, Kevin Roberts, I appreciate the subscription, my guy. I really do. We're slowly pushing towards our goals. So, um, you know, and like I've talked a little bit about guys, talking specifically about Odell Beckham Jr. He had a pretty good game today. Not the best, but one catch for 40 yards, one touchdown. Um, I don't care how many touchdowns, how many yards Odell gives me in the regular season. I could care less. He could have 0 catches for 0 yards and 0 touchdowns going into playoffs. As long as he gives me 3 to 4 touchdowns in the playoffs, the signing of him pays off in my mind because that's all I'm looking for in him, essentially, is I'm looking for playoff Odell. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm looking for sometimes, Aaron Donald and Aaron Donald in the playoffs is two different animals. You get me? Like, I'm looking for meaningful snaps. Zay had a good day, 5 catches, 73 yards, 14.6 yards. I would definitely love to see more stacked formations with Zay Flowers, and more maybe some schematical looks to get him open. Uh, Mark Andrews didn't hit his 60-yard goal, which we talked about in the pre-game. He came into this game with, I believe, like 5 of his last 6 games breaking 60 yards. And when he breaks 60 yards, it's usually a sign that he's freeing up other players in the offense and they excel. Marquette Cooper had 6 catches for 98 yards today. So the Ravens did have a little bit of trouble shutting down Amari Cooper. We saw early in the game, though, this was partially due to Deshaun Watson. So Deshaun was actually doing a really good job off snap, hiking, staring down the right side of the formation. So now Amari Cooper usually was starting as the X on the left side of the formation. So what he was doing was moving all the linebackers off the middle of the field to the right side where he was looking, and then would come back to Amari, usually over the middle of the field, basically, who was sitting down in a zone coverage. And we saw even more of that in the second half, and the Ravens just didn't have an answer for it. I'm going to be a little crazy here. I don't know if they did, but I would have maybe supported only rushing 3. We saw a lot of 4 base packages. We'll double check the stats later. I would love to know the blitz percentage on this game and how often we were blitzing him. Might be another story of this game potentially. But Deshaun came out and literally played a perfect second half, guys. A perfect second half. So you got to give credit to him there. And in the first half, we talked about a lot of the missed throws seemed to be that the receivers, like Elijah Moore, the former Jet, was not in the correct position on the play. And we even saw Watson giving a little bit of advice to David Njoku outside of one of the huddles. Basically, and Njoku seemed very open to the advice too. Basically, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be there or not there. Or I'm supposed to, go behind the linebackers on this play, but maybe pull ahead in front of the linebackers on this play, because on this play I'm the the decoy, while on the second play I'm the primary or whatever. I'm sorry, vice versa actually, according to behind and in front. But you know what I'm saying. So Deshaun, you got to give him a little credit. Honestly, he killed us scrambling. So I would have loved to see maybe some delayed blitz packages like we've seen used against Lamar in some of these games, like by the opposing teams, where basically they're spying, but they're also like blitzing. So they back off and then usually come off almost like a delayed stunt in a way. And I think that could have made a big difference in our game. And maybe we'll see McDonald add a little bit of that to his playbook. Eagles, and y'all are disappointment me. Hey, birds of a feathers flock together, right? Right. This was a game the Ravens could have won. If you could actually read all of my pregame notes here that we did and wrote down, it literally says right here, no bad turnovers as one of the keys to winning the game. And the Ravens made some bad turnovers, starting with a bad interception. Patrick McCary getting absolutely dominated because the Ravens still were trying to pass the ball with their 3rd and 4th string tackles in the game. It's incredibly frustrating as a fan to watch that. Like at that point, you got to make adjustments. I'm sorry, your third string and fourth string tackle are not Ronnie Stanley and Morgan Moses. While Morgan Moses does have his pass protection issues, he is a very good run blocker and can anchor well against power rushers on the right side, where we saw Patrick McCary literally get dominated by power rushers towards the end of this game, and it literally ended up losing us the game. Trade deadline's already done. Ravens gotta find maybe someone else. Is Ben Cleveland still on the roster? I think he's gone. I wouldn't mind letting Ben Cleveland get some snaps at right tackle, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm crazy, but just build-wise, I feel like he might have a chance. And, with all the injuries, man, if Ronnie Stanley, let's see actually if we can get an update on Ronnie's injury. $34 minutes ago. Oh, it's a knee injury. And they said immediately that he's questionable return in jeopardy for next week's game. So we can already count, guys, that Ronnie Stanley might be out next week. Meaning, if Morgan Moses still can't go, it's going to be Daniel Falele and Patrick McCary starting. And against the Bengals, that could become a little bit of an issue, to be honest with you. All right, though. With that, guys, I don't know about y'all. I'm starving. Hey, Aaron Hunt, thank you for the subscription, my guy. We've had a lot of people in chat. I'm sorry I haven't been able to get all to your chats yet. Come back next week. I promise. We're Thursday Night Football. It's going to be a great game. We're taking on the Bengals on Thursday night. We'll finally get a good Thursday Night Football game this season. But come back. Come chill with us, guys. I promise we'll be doing a lot more. Your boy's been sipping on Crown and Coke all day out of his Charm City cup. And I am starving. So your boy's going to go eat some chips and wings. But I want to say again, thank you everyone who's came, watched, liked, subscribed today. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all keep me coming back every single week. And y'all might be the start of something new, right? But with that, it's been a pleasure. Congratulations, Cleveland Browns fans. Feel free to rub it in my face all week. You deserve it. And with that, this has been Darwin's Raven, a.k.a. D-Rave, a.k.a. Levi. And it's been a pleasure hanging out with all of y'all on this wonderful Sunday. I hope every single one of y'all enjoys the rest of your weekend. I hope you win your game if your team hasn't played yet. And I hope you win your fantasy football.